Yeah. So, what's up, Evan? What's up, big dog? I don't feel good. Ugh. Woke back up again. It didn't come up earlier, but I was trying to come up earlier and then get off and go to bed for good, but I fell asleep in the chair before I could come up. What's up, Abigail? How you doing? Yeah. I was high as fuck when Fabian left. Yes, I'm still high from before he left. I still feel high. Dude, we smoked so much between like that hash and all those hits I did. Hmm. But I think that those hash hits fucked me up, dude. That really was like a horrible fucking. Oh my gosh, the hash. Ooh, I think that was a really big hash high. Now that I think about it, dude, like fucked me up. Clicked him in, and he didn't come in. Might be because of his shitty internet. I don't know. Try to tell him. I think I didn't accept him. I don't know what happened. I clicked add, but you didn't come up. Try again. I resent the link. It's trying to, but I don't know. It didn't let him in, and then when I tried to call him, he didn't answer, so I don't know what's going on. Maybe he was trying to come in, and then something happened. He backed out. That's the only thing I can think of. Yeah, no. Yeah, better than that. I say I don't even see anything that you said. But, um, I don't know, dude. I'm out of it. I don't feel very good, dude. Uh, we have to get Vibrant to send it to you because it's USPS, but it's 2 day. Uh, I don't have the tracking numbers myself. They were sent straight to. That's the problem with yours and the other guys. I have tracking. It's on the way. I just got to get Vibrant to send it to you, or I have to get them to send it directly to me so I can pass it along. But you have it, and if we have it, it's just I can't send it to you right this minute, or I would, dude. You know that. I do it while we were on here. But y'all should get it. This is guaranteed y'all get it by the end of the week. You'll have it Wednesday, Thursday, guaranteed, you know? Or maybe it is UPS, but I think it's, I don't know, I have to ask him. It might be UPS 2 day. I can't remember. I think it is UPS. Either way, um, he has it. Yeah, yeah, you're not bugging me, dude. You know that. I just don't have it with me. Yeah. But that's it. The like button. Inquire if you would like to know about TallyHorizons.com and the available products. Don't look like Vibrant's coming up. I'm fitting to call it. I was only coming up for a few minutes with him. I guess I need to get my shit together and As we could get stoned, I could roll a blunt, dude. I haven't done that. I could roll a blunte, Wisconsin. Thank you, dude. You're the best. All his internet's fucking up. He's restarting his router to see if he can get it to work. I told him I run on fucking tower most of the time, but maybe he'll come back up. I bet, dude. But I said in the what's his name didn't get any of the other Venom, but he's extremely excited. And I told him, I said the other shit may have been a little more, like a little more tended. You know, like I wouldn't even say pretty. Like this shit's pretty too. It's just the other shit was a tear up. It was DWC. It was deep water culture. You know, but this shit here is fucking killer, dog. It's the same thing. It's just you know what I mean, not DWC. It's so fucking good, though, dude. 'Cause it's from the same place too. It's just a different tier, but it's from the same place as the last one. So that means it should be the same cut, you know. It's from the same grower, not even like curator. Like from what I understand, they grow their stuff. They're like a brand. I want to check them out, dude. I got it. Cali Horizons has it. If you'd like the phone order, it's available right now. Me and Vibrant are both, I think, doing a little better right now as far as his with stuff to do. He has bowling tomorrow, but in the morning we should be able to pull off getting all this stuff up. Oh, I probably need to go get Debbie's phone tonight and take this because that's the problem. I can't do the pictures with my phone. By the time she gets home in the afternoon, there's so much going on. I never get it done. Now she's in there asleep with her phone charged. I could go get the phone off charge and do it though. Probably what I need to do. Yeah. And like I say, ooh, make sure you show them. Well, you will, but these other ones, dude, are other ones are on point, dude. Out of this world, bro. Fucking for real, though. They're fucking really good uh mixed light ounces. I say they're fucking indoor, dude. They're fucking indoor. Nobody would ever know. Like, and like I say, I consider it indoor anyway because the facility it's growing in. It's not growing in like a greenhouse with a shade and some lights in it. I mean, it is, but it's growing in a fully blocked building like this. The whole sides are blocked, and then the top
He
is
doesn't. That's the guy
greenhouse
that never wears a
glass,
shirt. You know?
and there's lights hanging in it, and they pull a shade for darkness. But like that
Yeah.
shit's not outside; it's
Yeah.
inside. The top is it's not even like the Florida glass, the plastic stuff. It's real greenhouse
Yeah.
glass
It's hot.
that then turns
Yeah.
and so it'll let in rain. Like it gets
Yeah.
rain, it gets
Yeah.
everything, but it's still indoors. Like that shit's
He
killer.
stays warm. That's what she always says.
I gotta charge that. Hey, rave reviews on the new 3 grams. Rave reviews on the 3 grams. I was excited about that. I say, Evan,
That smells crap in here.
they're as good. Probably have a little more better flavor than the boutique
No.
stick. They're
Well,
just a single
I'm gonna
flavor.
have him come
Other
up
than
here and fix a
that,
few things because he's got to do this, and this tree is growing out. He's probably gonna have to put me a new porch on here. He's probably gonna have to do a new porch because this tree's growing out of it here. It's growing out from the bottom. He's gonna need to put. Yeah, they're a pain in my ass. It's some kind. I forgot. Her mom knew what kind of plant it was. You're supposed to be able to eat part. Supposed to eat part of it. Her mom thinks you can eat all those fucking plants though. Some kind of eucalyptus or
well,
something.
poor
No,
kids, that's
maybe
what
I
they
can't
told
remember
us.
what it was. It's some kind of crap. They use it for shade.
What up, dude?
It's invasive.
Dude, hey, Vibrant.
Yeah, it's got both of those. Are you gonna walk her up? No, don't do that. That's not a good idea.
But anybody wondering, I need to remember to tell Vibrant. But I got good reviews on these.
Oh,
We took them
really?
in the
Poor
boat
guy.
with a
That
bunch of
sucks.
people.
Our internet's been going in and out for 2 days. Our internet since yesterday has been pretty shoddy.
Come on, really?
Yeah, you got Spectrum TV? Yeah, see, it's supposed to affect the TV, the phone, and the internet, and then they said that they got it because it was about 12 o'clock when it went out. What was it? Last night? Yeah, it was last night when it went out. The night, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, ours went out last night, and then today it went out. Yep. It's going slow. Hopefully they'll fix it. I'm glad it's not just happening with my internet. Yeah. Can't hear you. Yep. Same with mine. I mean, I'm gonna call and complain to fucking Spectrum. Every time I do, my internet's down. I'm gonna call and complain to them. That's bull crap. It's been down. They were working on it from here all the way down this road.
What's up, Miss History?
Yeah. Oh, on his camera?
How you doing there, guy?
Yeah. Yep.
It rained up at Food Line, and I was so hot in the car, I had to get out and go in where the air conditioning was. And then when I went in, it rained about 2 minutes and quit.
Yeah. Just makes it muggy.
They caught it for one tonight.
Oh, you've been so good.
The last thing, I mean, hopefully they get the internet fixed before it hits.
I'm gonna go.
But shit, I can confirm effects now. I haven't spoken anything since I woke up. This thing's fucking.
Yeah, if you're a helper, you got to help her. Run in
Definitely
front
got
of her.
effects.
Yeah, you got to help her. Help her be stable. Help me. She'll be helping me. Say.
Hey, Vibrant. Um, they were going on that boating trip. They were going on the fishing trip. And they didn't, of course, they didn't know the guides or anything, you know, so they just took these. They
Fishing
just
trip.
took
Who are we
Fabian and
talking
them.
about? Okay, yeah.
Fabian and his group trip thing, they went fishing, like 5 of them on the boat. They didn't know the people, so they took just these carts because they're discreet looking. And rave reviews on the carts. Everyone that went on the fishing trip was fucking head over heels for the cart. One of the people on the boat hit it one time and it fucked them up for the whole time. One of like the guide people
Lightweights.
took one hit off of it and was just good the whole rest of the time. So the effects are not to be worried about, and I just haven't hit anything but this since I got up, and I feel the effects rolling on me right now.
Yeah.
Because that was the only thing, because the flavor and all was confirmed right out of the gate by Fabian. But
Yeah.
it was the, you know what I mean? Got to wait to see the effects and how people feel about them. But he said that everybody was fucking, he said that they were just taking these. He said he got 2 or 3 of them or whatever. And they were just, you know what I mean? Everybody was just smoking those. They weren't even bothering him about wanting anything else. You know, he would have to get other stuff out. Everybody was just hitting these. So I thought that was a good review.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The new prepackaged mushies I tried are on point, on point.
Mm-hmm. You know, I know this is probably going to seem like a silly conversation,
Uh,
but I was doing some thinking because having it's really like I'm lucky that I have a girl because she's like does not give a fuck about the pew pews. You know what I mean? She don't care about
yeah.
them. But like part of me still worries about keeping one like hot anywhere in the house, you know.
You got to get
And
over
so
that and just make sure
I've been
you can't reach
carrying
it.
I've only time I've been carrying loaded is like when I have to carry I'll load it. But in the house I don't have it loaded. And I got to thinking about it. It's like, bro, if I woke up in the middle of the fucking night, dude,
Yeah,
like you
you
think I'm
fuck.
gonna
You can't.
remember to fucking cock that thing, dude? You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Well,
Like it's
here's
gonna be
the
hard
thing.
enough, especially in like a situation where you're scared. It's gonna be hard
Here's
enough
the
to
thing,
remember just to
Vibrant.
put the safety down, you know?
Here's the thing, Vibrant. You have a girl, and she's very like persnickety, and she worries about them as it is. You need
Yeah.
to make it very clear to her that if she were to ever see one, all guns are loaded. All guns have one in the pipe. If you touch them, they go off.
Yeah, it's probably some yeah, don't even touch
If
the
you're
motherfucker. Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't know how to pick it
Yeah.
up, there's a trip on them. If you don't know how to pick it up, it'll just go off and kill you. That's
Yeah.
what you tell her.
Yeah, well,
Because
I let her fire one, but you know what I mean. Yeah,
what?
it was.
But you handed it to her, Vibrant.
I
You
did.
handed
Yeah,
it
I
to
did.
her. She
Yeah, I
doesn't know
did.
how guns work when they're unattended.
Yeah, I did.
But I'm saying you need to just tell her that every gun, because Jasper knows, and he still fucked up the one time, but he's always been told. And like I say, I don't know. You know, shit happens. I don't know what was going on with him that day, but but if you
Yeah,
Jasper will tell you there are no unloaded guns. That's what you should teach people anyway, because that's how people get shot with an unloaded gun. You know what I mean? There is no unloaded gun. If you touch
yeah.
that, if you see a gun, you don't touch it because it can just go off if touched, and it has a bullet in the barrel. Every one of them does.
Yeah, it's probably pretty smart, actually.
You,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
just
just to
it,
teach them
like
that they're awesome.
as an adult and as a gun owner and as a parent, you shouldn't speak. Unloaded guns shouldn't be in your vocabulary. If you own guns, they don't exist. That's what I tell Jasper. They don't exist. Those are in movies. In movies, they unload guns, dude.
Yeah, yeah. He answers the door like Popeye from Blood In and Blood Out. Well, I was just thinking, I was like, well, I mean, like, what? Even if you're carrying it on you, like, and you need to
No,
pull that
I
motherfucker,
because
you don't want to be
back
cocking that bitch. You know what I mean?
back when I could have guns vibrant, um, there, like I said, there is no such thing. That's a movie myth. Unloaded gun. Who does that? You know,
Yeah,
like because really, it's the most dangerous thing is an unloaded gun. Because now you've introduced the thought of an unloaded gun. That's how people get shot with unloaded guns. Because no gun should be treated unloaded, whether it is or not. That's number one rule of gun safety. Well, there is no particular order in gun safety rules, but that's one of the variant. They're all just as important as the next because with one failure, someone dies. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Gun
yeah,
safety is
yeah,
very,
yeah,
very
exactly.
important. So that's why when people say the number, no, no, there is no order in gun safety because without one of them, someone dies. So they're all just as important. But I take gun safety very fucking serious. I seem like I wouldn't or like I don't take anything serious, but to me, gun safety is the one thing, no matter what the fuck is going on, that deserves seriousness.
Yeah, I agree with you,
Like
Zach.
even Vibrant, even someone like Vibrant, you know what I mean? That nothing is serious. Gun safety is fucking serious. Your kid could die.
Yeah,
You could die. You
yeah,
could fucking
exactly.
go to prison for killing someone you didn't mean to kill. Like gun safety is fucking very, very
Well, that's
important.
honestly that's honestly why I didn't want to carry them hot because I wasn't familiar with the firearm. Like when I was a kid, I had one for years. You know what I mean? And I got
Yeah.
comfortable with that motherfucker. You know what I mean? So I felt comfortable with it. But
Treat-
maybe
you
like I
treat
don't know. I want that motherfucker to shoot me in my ass. You know what I mean?
every gun, you treat every gun as if it were loaded and never point the business end of a gun at absolutely anything you're not willing to destroy. Fucking take off the map. Fucking is no more. That's how I try to tell it to kids. You know
Mm.
what I mean? Like, you don't point it at anything that you are not willing to, at that moment and any moment thereafter, have not exist anymore. Like, that's where anything you point a gun at any split second could go, whether you meant to for it to or not. I
Yeah.
mean, let's be serious. For never in the history of everdom has has a bullet just the primer just went off on its own. But who's to say tomorrow's not the day that happened? You know what I mean? So for you to point at anything, no one could do anything wrong. What if that primer is the first primer to ever spontaneously combust?
Go off of my ass, too. My luck.
You know what I mean? And that's why no matter what, you don't point it at anything. Even if you fingers off the trigger, fucking da. I think it's unloaded. No, you don't point it at anything. I told you how I learned that. I almost killed my dog. And I've never pointed a gun at anything else ever since.
Oh. Oh.
Every predator and every gun is loaded with no safety. That's fucking it, dude. Zach nailed it.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Every person online is a predator. That's what I tell my kid too. I said, Jasper, every one of these motherfuckers, unless you go to school with them every day, even if your friend knows them, just like you said, you knew people and you didn't know who the fuck they were. You met them on here. I said, I don't care who says they know who. If you don't go to school with that little bastard every day and recognize his voice for sure, everyone on here is a 50-year-old Persian man with his dick in his hand, Jasper. Every fucking one of them. You know what I
Oh.
mean? I said, I don't care what you tell me, dude. That's what it is. I'm gonna tell him like I told you. It's just like guns are loaded because I say they're fucking loaded, Jasper. And I was
Oh.
right last time, wasn't I? You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like fucking, you want to play games and have one experience with a Persian man with his dick in his hand? I think not, dude. You better stop now. That's exactly what I'm gonna tell
Oh.
him. Fuck yeah. Because he had that little fucking a long time ago. He had that little problem with the firearm. I'm like, hey, you thought that I was bullshitting you about guns, and look what happened to you. Fucking, you want one bad experience with a Persian man with his pecker in his hand, dude? That's something you don't have once and sleep at night, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking, you better calm down there, bud, on the intranet.
Oh,
Yeah, dude. Fucking. Yeah, I got a good high off of that.
don't think.
I got a good high off that pen, that gas reviver. I
Oh,
say yeah, I would compare it with the boutiques. It's on the same level. I would say even just a hair better than maybe the boutique. It doesn't have three different flavors to swap, but the one flavor that's there is good.
yeah.
But it's not on the Ivy level on either one, on flavor or stone so far to me. Because if I would have hit the Ivy that many times, I'd be fucking wrecked right now. You know what I mean? I'm stoned. Don't get me wrong. But if I'd hit that Ivy, what, 5 times back to back like that?
Yeah, those IVs are strong. Well, I
I'd
mean, I don't
be
even know how
stoned.
strong they are effect wise, but they're definitely, I mean, they are strong
Well,
effect wise, but like
well, that's what I'm
flavor
talking
wise, for
about is
sure.
effects. Those effects are, remember, like, think, if you sat and hit that Ivy 5 times back to back, it sets you
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, you'll feel it. Yeah, for sure.
Well, see,
Yep.
maybe they don't affect you like me, because, like, to me, they would fucking, like, noticeably fucking wreck you if I hit them a bunch of times back to back. But I also didn't smoke them as much as you. You would, 5 times is about normal for you, right? To me, 5 times is like, holy shit, I just hit it 5 times. I hit a cart once, maybe twice, and then I move on. But I forgot, you'll sit there and hit them two at a time at your kitchen table and shit.
Yeah, like those IVs. That's the only problem. Those IVs don't last very
I
long.
wish I wish I would have bought 100 of those Ivies, dude. I do. I should have. I talked about it, but I thought they were gonna be there. I didn't think they were gonna go away like that. I'm an idiot.
Somebody probably bought them small, like we did, and tried them. Was like circle back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm sure people were buying thousands of them
Yeah, circling back. Yeah.
for the price and the fucking quality. I
Oh,
mean, if I would have
good.
had if I would have had the market, I would have bought 100 for sure. It's just
Yeah.
look how long it took me to get rid of what 25 or 30 or 20, whatever
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah. It has
I
taken a
can't
while to get
remember.
rid
Did
of.
I buy? I bought them in tins. Did I buy 3 racks or 2? I don't remember. I think I bought 3. Right? I bought 10 and then I bought 20.
Yeah.
But still, that was quite a while to get rid of 20, and we bought most of them. Me, you, and Evan
Mm-hmm.
bought them all. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I sold a few singles out here and there, but me and Evan, and then once again, once they were gone, then people were asking about them. Like that hash, dude. Everybody's wanting that hash. They're like the fucking seagulls on Madagascar. Mine, 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 mine. About that hash right now, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Chief wants that hash. Um, but, well, I confirmed could have sold 3 more of the. I could have confirmed sold 3.
Oh, I was like, why? Why would you be asking me for tracking? Because I got the ticket. That makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can.
yeah.
I'll have to log in and get it for you. I'll send it to
If,
Stone.
I was gonna say if you can send them both to me as long as they're forwardable.
Yeah, they are. They should
And
be.
then,
I can screenshot them if fucking nothing else. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
whichever. But if you can make them where they're clickable and send them to me, just because that's what everybody's used to. Well, it doesn't really matter with that. Screenshot them. It don't matter. The other guy's cool too.
Yeah, as long as I can get them.
Yeah, you can just
I should
screenshot
be
them,
able to
send
send
them
them.
to
I
me.
should be able to send them clickable.
Well, even if you send them to me, as long as they come to me, I can screenshot them if I have to. It'll be easier for you to just send them to me, and then if I need to screenshot them, I will.
Mhm.
But we'll get them to you tomorrow, Evan, and I'll let the other guy know that I'll get him his tomorrow.
Right, it doesn't automatically.
I gotta send Jerome his tomorrow. I gotta send out the that sample for Joe. Yeah, I did good to get out what I got out today. It's kind of my thing. That's why I was gonna try to get Joe's, and then my mom was coming home, and I was like, I can rush and send him. But if I would have sent it to him today, I was gonna send him just that city flower. You know what I mean? That's all he was gonna get was a jar of that to try because he wants to try it to know if he wants to buy. You know what I mean? A quantity of it, which I understand.
What that
The cheap cheese,
fucking
the
yeah,
50
yeah,
a
yeah. I don't
cutie.
blame him for wanting to try it. That's fair.
Me either. I tell everybody that.
That's fair for you letting him to let him try it though.
Yeah,
Honestly, I mean,
and I tell everybody,
but
don't
that's
waste my time. Don't ask to try it unless you have full intention and you understand what you're trying. But
you
I
know Joe
understand if you're
does.
wanting to smoke it. If you're buying it to cook it, I'm not sending you none. It'll cook. I can tell you that.
Yeah,
But if you're wanting to buy it to smoke, and I just need to get rid of it at this point,
yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep,
and I
yep.
don't want anybody to. I don't want there to be any hard feelings. But I know there are people that would be happy to be smoking that right now for the price. And I know that there are,
Well, because if he likes it, he'll be able to burn that shit down like he likes to do, big old fatties
yeah,
and
mm-hmm.
stuff.
Because he's overly happy with the 75 one.
Really?
Yeah, he's overly happy with the one for 75.
Chick
And
says that
then,
would be me. That would be me.
so I'm hoping, because like I say, I don't know, it's probably going to smoke like hay also. It's just a storage issue, I believe. Because it doesn't look bad when you look at it, like the colors and the density and the structure. It wasn't bad outdoor pot. It doesn't have seeds and all in it. It's just either either one or two or a combination of it was stored improperly or old or both.
Or
You know
both,
what I
yeah.
mean? It may be a couple years old and look like that because when you start dealing with these farms and these big pushers, they'll find shit that they had lost and it's not it's like 20 pounds of something that's been lost for 2.5 years. Remember I used to tell you about those all the time, Vibrant, with that first farm?
Yeah.
What happens with these big vendors too, where they're like, found something 2.5 years old, 25 pounds available, low price, still has smell, believe it or not, fucking still not crazy dry or crazy dry, but still has smell. Like, you know what I mean? They'll be honest with you. But if you're smoking local bought bud, you've smoked that. You've smoked fucking old bud before, whether you know it or not.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of times it's been frozen or in coolers because a lot of these big places, they have big walk-ins. They have walk-in coolers and freezers. Because
Mhm.
think of all the concentrates and shit that they're handling. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then like Bud and handling fresh frozen and having to keep the fresh frozen and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So a lot of these big vendors, whether they're vendors, producers, whatever, they have walk-ins.
Kitchens.
They have walk-in coolers. I'd say when you're dealing with these places like me and that lady at the convenience store were talking, because she was like, I don't know. She said they've been weary of you because they say it's too cheap. That something's wrong. It can't be real. It's too cheap. And she said, and I told him, probably because he ain't one of these little fucking kids that y'all are dealing with trying to act like he sells drugs. Like, he doesn't want to sell you a quarter bag. You know what I mean? Like, she said, probably because he's the guy that you can get it from in big quantities, cheap. And he just, you know what I mean? I said, well, you nailed it on the head. I
They just
said that
couldn't.
in because I'm in a THCA market where it's very competitive and everyone's kind of in the know, because it's all online. It's all public information.
They just busted some kid up here in Charlotte with a bunch of shit, and it was like the Muhammad's, a lot of carts, a lot of look like
Yeah.
gold bricks. It was all fucking designer shit. All like
Was it those little gold carts I showed you?
yeah, like almost look like gold cubes.
Yeah.
Yeah, yep. It
Remember
was
I
all
showed them to you?
all of that trendy, all the cool trendy shit that we were always like, oh look at these things, you know. Well, he had all that, so I'm assuming that's the market up here. And then he had the master boxes.
Yeah.
The math box shit like Cocoa Puffs and
Well,
just dumb
that's what
shit.
I showed you. I can get all that, but that to me, that's not
That's
appealing
the
to me.
market up here.
Yeah. Well,
Fucking
I mean,
idiot.
and that's good shit. It's just it. Well, here's the thing: you can get the knockoff ones, the replica ones that are whatever Bud shoved in those bags, the remade carts, and like I've showed you, it just depends on the replicas. But
Yeah.
generally,
Dude,
an
some of those are
authentic is better than a replica, regardless. But some reps are, if they're done right, they're almost the same fucking thing. You know what I mean? They're pretty much
like
the
do
same
they
thing. But
does anyone do like good master boxes? I mean,
yeah, I mean, they do. Like I said, it comes back to you can get authentics, you can get the good ones, but then you're paying for them, is what I was getting to. You know what I mean? You're going to pay to get the legit thing, you're going to pay the higher money, and that's not my market.
yeah, somebody's hiring. Yeah, somebody. There's probably a
But yeah,
bunch of
I can.
kids right now looking for stoned up in Charlotte for sure.
In a
There's a
lot
bunch
of
of
the,
kids.
and, huh?
I said there because he said what you're saying is somebody's hiring. I was like, oh, there's probably a group full of kids that are bummed right now, you know.
Yeah, I would love to meet me, dude.
Yeah, because like up here, like I said, they were all getting that crap, and they just busted him with like 150 grand worth of fucking carts and fucking boxes. And he had, I felt bad for him because you could see all of his shit splayed out. He had one pistol, two different types of rounds. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like they had it all splayed
Oh,
out.
he's fucked.
He had one shitty dab rig, one shitty dab rig. You know what I mean? Like they were trying
Yeah.
to be like, look at all this shit he
Oh,
had.
I see what you're saying. I thought you were saying I feel bad for the kid because look, they're
Yeah,
fucking damning him and he's losing his stuff. I've been in that spot so
yeah,
many times, dude. But
yeah.
I had a little bit better firearms, and there was always more than one, and that was always
Yeah,
just on my
it was
person.
like one, and then I noticed
Like,
there was two different
like,
types of ammo. So I was like, why the fuck do you have two types of ammo? I mean, unless you got rid of one or some shit. I mean, yeah, he
well,
had two different
where
types of
he
ammo.
just wasn't toting. You know what I mean? It could have been. Well, here's the thing: they must have caught him out and about or they must have caught him. They must have raided him. They got his spot to get all those
Yeah, they
master
rated him.
boxes and all.
Yeah,
They
they
didn't
rated
get
him.
him out and about. That's why I was gonna say that was everything at his house too. Because anytime they've ever got me was just out and about, and there's never been one gun. You know what I mean? And that's just on my person. I've always had at
Yeah.
least two. Last time was a half pound of weed, a bunch of paraphernalia, 67 Zan. It was over a half pound. It was like around 3/4 of a pound of pot in my jacket, Vibrant. That's how I used to move around, dog. But when you're selling, like I tell everybody though, when you're selling, they're like, "Why would you have that much weed on you?" I'm like, when you're selling quarter pounds, half pounds, whole
Wait,
pounds
wait a
for
second.
the most
Okay.
of your business, or at least
No,
houses, if you leave the house, you need a pound of weed to leave the house.
fine.
I left the house with a pound of weed. I got caught with a little less than a cutie. I mean, a little less than 3/4. So I had got rid of over a quarter pound just being gone from the house 30 minutes.
They're
You
like,
know,
how do you describe a master box? I mean, it's like
it's a big branded box. Here, I could show you a small master box. I mean, I have the carts, all my
what
carts
are they?
come
Are they
in.
usually like 2 ounces in a master? But what's this? Because aren't each of them like
I,
eighths
I
usually,
don't
or
know
does
what
it
you're
just
talking
change?
about. To me, a master box is a pound or a
Pound.
100 carts. I don't know
And
what you're talking.
each one of those jars is an ounce,
Well, it
basically. In
depends. It depends, but a lot of them, yes, it just depends. It could be a quarter pound master box and be
the
eight. But a lot of times, master boxes are a pound. That's going to be your very high end shit. If it's a quarter pound and eights, that's
it's
going to
like
be very
16
high end,
jars.
expensive per jar. Um, uh, but usually a master box is. I'm trying to hear. Let me show you what I'm trying to show you.
I could see if you
Like
were like into
like
a
a master
growing.
box of these, right? This is 10 carts. If I were to buy a full master box of these, I would get 10 of these boxes, one of each flavor, 10 of each flavor, 10 flavors usually in a, well, always pretty much. It'll be 10 flavors or strains in a box. Uh, like these will come 10 to each box, 10 flavors, 10 boxes of 10, 100 carts. And then the master box will be a big box that's like very colorfully branded and everything, just like this, that all those go in. That's what a master box is. If you
Mm-hmm.
buy if you buy a master box of something, like I say, it's usually a pound of weed in like 1 ounce, or sometimes it'll even be half ounces or whatever. But the box will just be like double layered with jars or whatever, and or bags. You'll get like the master box of 10 1 ounce or 16 1 ounce bags, all branded from the manufacturer, sealed in a box that matches the manufacturer's branding.
It's like the equivalent of buying a box of magic cards.
Yeah,
Instead of getting booster packs, you just buy the whole box.
yeah, if you want to do a master box, dude, you gotta have some cash. I can get them for you, whatever you want, but whatever, whenever. But I mean, I
Yeah,
think
because even the
you're
counterfeit
buying.
ones are pretty
I
pricey.
haven't even bought a full master box yet of carts or anything. You know what I mean? Because that's a lot to buy. It for me to buy a. Like I was saying, if I would have known they were going away and how good they were, I would have bought a full master box of Ivies. I would have bought Ivies, but like I need, you
I'm
know what
already
I mean?
cooking.
You need a market for that shit. But if you want one, Jug, I got you, dude. Hit me up. I'll shoot you a deal on it because I can have it dropped right to you on a master box. It'll come right to you, dude. I'll only charge you a little bit for me doing the ordering and all. I won't charge you much. Yeah, Vibrant. The master boxes are pounds and always 100 carts.
Yeah, so he probably he had this dude got busted with like the crumble and shit.
Yeah.
Or it looked
Well,
like the
like
batters and stuff. The
Chief had
BHOs.
Chief had a master box. He bought it in pieces, but then I think the guy gave him one of the boxes. Chief has
Yeah,
a
and all those
master
were
box.
ounces.
Yeah, he did. Oh, if you're talking crumble, oh, that's ounces always. Those
Yeah.
master boxes, those are ounces. Like I said, unless they're very, very high end, like that live resin caviar, that's a part of a box set. You know what I mean? I just didn't buy the whole pound.
Yeah.
Because once again, you had to buy the whole pound to get the master box of that, even
That would have been a good
concentrate.
one to get. That would have been a good one.
Well, no, because look, we're still sitting on it, dude. I
Yeah, I know, but
opened
that's good shit though.
I know
That's
I
like
bought a quarter pound of it though, and we still have some. Or maybe it was a half pound. I don't remember, but
it wasn't a lot. I know that.
and
Not for as long as we've had it. I thought they were gonna go a lot quicker.
yeah. Well, I opened one today so I can start smoking it on camera again, and so Fabian could see how good it was. Damn it, the fucking light blew. What the fuck? The fan was just running with the fucking power off. Yes, we got a little wiring issue there, huh? Not bitching about it. We're in Florida. We need that bitch to run 24/7. What do you think, though, dude? Fucking. I'd say I'm gonna get more hash. I don't see. I mean, do you think hold off on getting the 100 grammers again? But here's the thing: I want to get the 100 gram because I can take it to Mudaskunt. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Because I called him and told him they were here. Come look at him, and he didn't show up. So it's gone now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I wanted. If he would have came, we would have opened it. I would have just had to tell dude, hey, I had to open this to show somebody. But it's all still there. I didn't touch it, you know. He wouldn't have cared. He's real cool. Because here's the thing, you wouldn't know if I didn't tell you. When I tell people shit like that, I expect them to realize, well, like at least he told me. If he didn't have to tell me, all you had to do was wrap it up and send it. A gram short. And there's nothing I could do, you know what I mean? At least he's fucking honest. And he never, my shit's never under. One time I was point 0.2 under, and somebody told me, and I was like, my bad, dude. I didn't argue with him. I didn't nothing. I said my scale must be off because, you know what I mean? You know, I didn't see it on, it had to have weighed right on the scale or I wouldn't have sent it. So I was like, dude, my scale must be off. I'll clean it and calibrate it. And next time you order, make sure I remember. I'll give you an extra half gram. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get mad about stuff like that. I appreciate it. It kept me from doing it to a bunch more people. I got the scale right.
Oh,
Oh.
good. Oh, oh. Hopefully I can get her to bed. I'm going to bed, but she can stay up if she wants. We'll have us a good night's rest.
Dude, I like them fucking. I like that juice with water in it better than the plain juice, dude. Now that I got my water ratio right.
Yeah, it's pretty good stuff once you get it
I
down.
mean, really, there's no reason to on. I mean, once you've dealt with me so long, you should know. Like, there's no reason to check. Like, you know what I mean? And like with anything that comes in like the main container, if you want to sit and scrape and get every molecule, it'll weigh over, guaranteed. Because I don't do that. You know what I mean? I can look like the day vibrant. I showed it on Stream Dog. I can dead nuts eyeball them shits anymore. Like I'm not usually dead nuts like I was with that one every time, to be honest. But I'm usually within a tenth or two.
Yeah.
I picked up the jar off the scale. I threw a blob in there. I looked at it. I said, that ain't quite. I threw another one on there. I said, that's real damn close if it ain't it. And I set it on the scale. 3.5 on the nuts. First try. And I do that a lot. Like, I've been doing that a long. Well, fucking, I remember, what's his name used to say something about it when he would come over here and watch me weigh shit. Um, fucking Smokey Soja.
Yeah.
He, he one time he was like, dude, fuck, I've never seen anybody eyeball concentrates, especially like you do, because I do it with flour too, but usually on like the first drop. With concentrates, it's more noticeable, you know, because you pick the jar up, you get it right, you set it on. With flour, you know, you gotta, if it's over so much, there is no dead nuts in it unless you take the cup off and put it back. But
Oh yeah, I got this. We're pretty good.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at the weight anymore, dude. Been doing it so goddamn long. This shit right here. I need to dig around and see if I can find my flower bowl, dude. Cause if I find the flower, oh, here's one right here. I do have a flower bowl right here. It's not very dirty either. Look at that. Should we do a hash bowl for the nightcap? Dude, that hash earlier fucked me up, dude. I was because I didn't smoke that much concentrate, but that little fucking chunk of hash we smoked, like maybe a quarter gram, probably not even that, like maybe an eighth of a gram, probably right around. It ain't been that much. It was a little small. I think y'all seen it. It was just a little piece I had on a butter knife, and we smoked that in the one hitter, and it burned forever. And dude, it had me so fucking high. Like I was like edible high. My mom was like, "Fucking god damn it, Stone." She hates when I get that high, and then we have to go places. Cause it took me like 15 minutes to print a label in the parking lot. I had to make and send it real quick, and it took me like 15 minutes, and it usually takes me like two
Wait,
or
man.
three top. You know,
What?
should we go toad venom underneath? Let's wait till Vibrant comes back and see if we can see what Vibrant thinks we should do, or if anyone in chat will answer me. I know Evan probably will. What's up, Steven? What's up, dude? It changed your words for me, so I don't know exactly what you said, but what's up, dude? Should we go, should we go toad venom, apple fritter, or GMO underneath of this hash, dude? What are you fine gentlemen thinking this evening? I'll let y'all pick it while I smoke the other half of this cigarette I have out here. I need to charge this pen so I can continue to smoke that delicious 1 gram cart that will be back available soon. Right this minute, we're kind of vibrant. Um, I opened and I'm buying one of those. I'm buying. Remember, I told you I'm buying distillate syringes.
Yeah.
And I think I'm just gonna buy 10 and give myself $1 break. That sound fair?
Yeah.
I just buy 10 of them and give them to myself for $1 less, maybe $2 less. I'll talk to you, but and you can do the same thing if you want, of course. You know what I mean? But I was thinking like if we just buy 10 of them a piece, they'll be gone quick, and then we'll just go buy more. You know what I mean? Or if we want to split 10, why don't we do that? Why don't we split 10?
Yeah. We do that too.
You know what I mean? Give ourselves a little break and we put our money together and get 10. I'd say we do that. But I got the what's that one that you got that I didn't the widow, the pink widow?
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
It's pink widow, yeah, it's pink widow. Dude, fucking delicious. You were right. Very solid choice.
Yeah,
The
it's got a
GMO.
candy like
Yeah, we're gonna
taste.
do the hash regardless, but I'm just asking Steven, do you say apple fritter, GMO, or toad venom? For the flour underneath the hash.
It's not gonna work.
I'm sorry, what were you saying though,
You're
Evan?
gonna do what you do. It's gonna cut out before you go in.
You got the lights on.
If it cut out.
Were you doing something? Yeah, I need to
Hey,
get more. If I ever see those ivies again, we will buy 100 of them. If there's at all money to do it, we'll buy 100 ivies.
but I'm glad you didn't.
And if we'll buy whatever we have money to buy, but I will buy a master box of those. That way we get 10 of every flavor guaranteed. We'll get all the flavors for sure. Well, we got all the flavors before. I was just getting one of every flavor. They were good about that. If you bought 10, you got one of every flavor,
Oh,
which a lot of places don't do that. We've seen, like even with the caviar, we only got two Nirvanas out of the whole batch.
oh. Yeah.
It's changing what you're saying, Evan. I figure it's changing like just now. It's doing that thing where it like says you're speaking a foreign language and changes your fucking words or whatever and makes that little mark. That's what's going on. If it's real important, you'll have to like text me and tell me what you're talking about. I don't know what it's doing, dude. It changed the first thing and then it said lights one. You are far away. It said I got the lights on, I think. The light one. Okay, the light one. I still don't know what we're talking about, but you got the light one of something.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. The distillate. You're talking about the Western Lights. Yeah, we were. I was trying to remember today. I said somebody just bought that Western Lights,
I
and
got West.
you got it also. So did uh oh shit. He was at my house today, Fabian. Fabian also got in. He said you got a good one, dude. He said it was a really good one.
Yeah, the Western Lights and they're good.
Pink Widow. Because you got more flavors than any of us, I think. I think you bought the most of them as a single customer.
What do you want? Like too soon? Are you sleepy?
Yeah, but it's crazy, dude. When I get out of here, it'll say like 8 concurrents, 10 likes, and 3 views. And everybody says that their stuff's doing weird stuff. I haven't got anybody to confirm that theirs is doing exactly that yet. Because I asked Chief, and he was like, YouTube's being dumb. They're doing all kinds. But he never said whether it was doing actually that to him or not.
Yeah.
Because that's going to hurt us worse than anything. You know what I mean? Because look, we're getting no pass throughs anymore. And that is hurting our views, even though they're higher than what they're saying. I know they're low because we're not getting the pass throughs and stuff. And they're not sending out our notifications. A lot of the people that were coming, like we got a new pack of people that subscribed and all when Fairy came through. And they didn't leave because of her. They made that clear, but they just haven't been coming. Hot Dog and Speedy and all them. And I think it's just because we're not getting notifications out anymore.
Yeah.
And I mean, I really don't care about it a whole lot, but I mean, we are trying to push a business right now, and I'm ready to gear up and go hard again. And it's not a great time for that, apparently, as far as the viewership goes. And then I don't even know how many views we're actually getting.
Yeah, right?
You're back to getting notifications again? Okay. Well, Evan's getting them again, so maybe
Well,
it'll pick back up. YouTube has been being like, even with just the app itself hasn't been working. Oh, I
yeah.
don't know if anyone else, like, we eat a lot of chips here. We go through phases, but we've been in a chip phase around here for a while. Like, not so much me as everybody else, but I have to buy chips for Jasper. That fucker will eat you out of house and home on chips. Um, but we used to get 99-cent chips at Walmart. Well, that doesn't exist anymore. It's $1.50 is the cheapest chips I've been able to find for a while now, right? Uh,
Still
they
want fish.
still the J Higgs at Save a Lot are still 99 cents a bag, dude. Only place left with 99-cent chips.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, but yeah, dude, that pink. Anybody hunting a good distillate, dude, and if you don't know about distillate and how good it is, it's fucking. I call it Frank's Red Hot because you can put that shit on anything. People like kind of downplay it, but even Fabian, who knows more about the industry than me, probably when it comes down to it, he knows the scientific end of shit. Like he could talk with Jay Vibrant, like he doesn't like throw it around like that, but like he understands like Jay understands it because he's worked at actual extraction facilities. He currently works at a dispo.
Yeah.
But these right here, I should have asked you, Evan. I don't know what I was thinking. I know you would have let me. I should have asked you and opened one of your ounces before I sent it. Because I have
Yeah.
no clue what that shit looks like, and I don't want to open them. Because, you know what I mean? Unless I do, and unless we decide right now we're going to designate one to be broken down, and if for some reason it doesn't break down, someone will have to agree to buy an open one that hasn't been touched.
Yeah.
We could do that, right? I mean, I need to
Yeah.
see it, right? I should have opened it before I sent it to Evan, but me and Evan both know about these prepackaged ounces now. Like neither one of us had any fear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I know these ounces are, you know what I mean? It should be on point, dog.
Yeah.
I have no fear. Oh yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Fucking looks better than all the other ones, of course. I'm saying there's something about these prepackaged ones, dude. Yeah, you got off, Evan. You made the right choice. I haven't even like, oh, I can't even spin the camera on it. Okay. Oh, smell impeccable. Well, not impeccable, but it has a good smell, dude. It has a good smell. It smells almost exactly like something that I used to get from the other farm that everyone liked. It does, 100%. Yeah, I'm trying to get where I can see it, dude. I need light so I can see it. But yeah, it's all big buds like this. It reminds me of like one of those platinums or something.
Fuck yeah. Hell
Smells
yeah.
like it, looks like it. You see that, Evan?
That's the shit.
And like I can just reach in and pull nugs out. Like they're all, you know what I mean? That's just me not even looking, just reaching in and grabbing buds. Yeah, it's the other shit. This looks more like a light assist or like you know what I mean. This is more. Them other ones are indoor passable, but this is fucking top notch. Like, because I think this one was. Remember? Yeah, we picked this one. This is a light assist. This one's light assist. Remember? Yep, that's right. This one's light assist, but it was the high end light assist. That's why there was no price difference, and
Damn it.
there was the prepackaged ones. That's what it was. That's why because I was thinking, but there should have been a price difference. But that's what it was. Remember, because you from the picture hand picked that one. That was the one you wanted.
Oh,
Yeah, you got off, dude. You paid. Well, like I say, them other ones are. I wouldn't say you got off, but you didn't get dick. It's not like you know what I mean. Those ended up being the shittier of the ounces. Those are nice, big bud, bigger buds than the other one overall.
Oh, that's right.
So I told him that when I was feeling them, I said, I tell you right now, these are the bigger buds consistently. The other stuff has big nugs in it, but that one has a few smalls in it. The other one, has some big nugs in it, but it's smalls and mediums. That one's fucking big with a few smalls floating in it.
You on the thing still or no?
Like I say, you'll see what I mean from the structure. The other one has like fully like indoor structure and all to it. That one has like a light assist type structure. It'll remind you of the stuff I used to get from like I say, that's what it did to me. The stuff I used to get that y'all love so much that was good bud, it still is good bud. I'm comparing this to it. But that's what it is. I forgot. Well, that's the tier difference. You'll get to see the tier difference and just know that that purple pancakes was apparently pretty high on that tier because they didn't give you a price break on it. Or what was it? $25 on the whole thing. It was a $25 difference on the whole thing, so that's no difference. Pay that and shipping.
Oh shit! You'll be going to bed at night.
What? Shit, I'm happy for you. That's a good fucking. Those are good, dude. I'm
Thank
glad
you,
I
man.
opened them. Now
I'm
I
not.
want to smoke some though. Is my problem. I want to smoke a
You
little
bet.
now that I open that shit. Hey, Vibrant.
No. What's up?
Tomorrow, dude, we gotta pack your package. I
Oh
have
yeah.
those. I have those little giveaways to do tomorrow, and I need to do yours at the same time so that I don't get backed up again. Well, I haven't got those samples out yet, and I've got to send Fold'em. I got to get a hold of him. He hasn't answered me. I think he's upset with me. But you know what I mean? I can't help it. Like that shit went wrong. I was sick, and then I just haven't had the product to send you until just now. So I think he's upset with me. I hope not, but I can't help it if he is. But if he'll answer
It
me
never got
back, then
resolved.
huh?
It never got resolved.
I guess that bitch ain't gonna send it back or whatever. That's all
Yeah, she
right.
didn't send it.
I know she likes to open packages now and use what's in them. We can send her some cat shit. Is what I was thinking. Get my jollies back out of it. She's lucky I'm not a horrible person anymore. I'd send her fucking anthrax. If I was the old me. Like, I would send a little anthrax her way. And not the new album from the band. Dude. Evan, dude, I'm so glad like I did this sometimes just because I've met people like you and Evan. Yeah, I
Yeah.
met some people that I thought were really cool. Like and maybe she has a legit reason, but the only person that I legitimately sometimes are like, damn, I wish that they wouldn't have left or gave me an opportunity is Savannah. Because I felt like I was close with her. Like, I'd do stuff for people, but I did shit for her because I liked her. You know what I mean? Like, I gave her rigs. I fucking sold her shit for way less than I paid for it. I bought shit and had it sent to her house and just let her pay me when she wanted. Which I would never bring anything like that up. I'm just saying I did that stuff because I liked her. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I wouldn't have done all that for just anyone. And I've generally thought we were cool. But you know what I mean? Like, but out of everybody, you know what I mean? There's still you and Evan, dude, are like the two that I really, you know what I mean? Me and you, of course, but like Evan from just out of the crowd, I feel like me and Evan have got pretty close. Like, I can call Evan fucking having a down Sunday, and me and him will sit and bullshit while he fishes with his kid. You know what I mean? Like, I don't do that with anyone else other than you.
They're pretty good people.
Yeah, Evan, like I said, dude, out of everybody, I know they're all not real to you, but if anyone was gonna stop by and see you or go meet someone for lunch, I would go fucking meet Evan. You know, if he was in town and was like, "Hey, come have ribs with me" or something, come have
I know
fucking
Jug's real too because I played games with Jug. I've seen Jug. Jug's real. He's come out of the fucking chat. You know what I mean?
yeah. And Jug too.
Jug's
Jug
real.
was well, you know, I would meet up with more people than you, but Jug, I told Jug I would love to go to the bar with him, dude, anytime. I don't even go to the bar anymore, but I would go with Jug, dude. You
Schmeckle.
smack over. Yeah, I know. I got a little schmoozy, but I don't do it very often. You fuck. But it's legit. You know what I mean? I genuinely have these thoughts
Yeah,
sometimes, and I thought I would
yeah,
share them, asshole. But
yeah.
you're another one. Good thing you said something because Jug, Jug's a big one to me because Jug, we thought Jug, you never meant to be a troll. Just you're funny. And the fact that the time that you came through, we had all of a sudden we were getting like we were holding like 300 viewers at once for like periods of time. We were getting 1,000, 2,000 views on a stream. It was fucking, and we had, you know what I mean? We went from being like this, you know, nobody in here and shit, to just boom. And they were all trolling us and shit. There was a lot of trolls. There was some cool people. And I remember your name and that orange thing from that time. You came through with all those people, so we thought you were a troll. Like we would talk about you like after the streams. I'd be like, "Fuck, we had a couple trolls hanging around. You see that Jug guy? He's fucking still here, fucking with us." And dude, all the way until that day that he like genuinely said, "I didn't know they have Sonic in fucking in Cambodia." I was like, hold on, dude. You think he's in Cambodia? He's like, isn't he in Cambodia?
When did they get Sonics in Cambodia? They're the hottest new trend sweeping lady boys.
Those foot long corny dogs.
Gotta go and get a fucking ocean breeze, fucking and fucking corn dog and a foot long. And they
Yeah,
deliver too.
Evan was, well, that's why I say Evan's been here since the ground. Like, you and, you and, fuck, Ignatz, fucking Sir Walter Dayton. Oh,
Fuck
fucking,
him.
well, I'm just saying, Dayton saw my second video that said, well, second one after the ones about fucking JK Distro, and it said I'm trying to get to 50 so I can go live. If you'd please subscribe, and he was one of those. He subscribed when I had like 20 people, and then waited until I went live and was in my first live. So Evan or Dayton, I consider like the first. You know what I mean? But Evan has been around since right after that. I think like I think I was going live already, but he was the first person to ever purchase from me. If he wasn't the first one to actually purchase, he was within the first five, and he was definitely the first package I ever had stolen.
Yeah, I was shocked. Fucking Dayton would even hang out. I was like, why the fuck? He must not have nothing else better to do if he wants to sit around here and fucking
Yeah,
listen to us dick
because
around.
all he was talking about was Legos and stuff. Remember, because he didn't know. Remember, he told us before us he watched, there was like these two Lego people he watched on YouTube, and other than that he just watched like mainstream like whatever, but he said he didn't even watch like lives or watch anything on YouTube until he saw that video because he was trying to see a company or whatever. And or I think maybe he said that he would do the THCA reviews and just do the newest ones, and he saw my review that just came up, and so. But that's what I'm saying. Like Dayton didn't do drugs. Dayton smoked a little pot, and that was it when he met us. And he didn't even watch stuff on YouTube like this or like he does now. He didn't even watch lives on YouTube, dude. Until us, dog. You want a Sour Patch? Yeah,
All
I
right.
think so. Well, no, the Sour Patch, I don't. It could have been. I don't really remember. But I feel like the Sour Patch was one of the later ones that we lost. But it could have been. Dude, I lost so much shit. That second one was a half ounce. I don't remember what the first one was. I know that second one was at least a half ounce. I think the first one might have been like a quarter, a bud, and some concentrate or something. But hey, you
Oh,
gotta give it to me, dude. And
well,
Evan is the classic story of, like I tell Vibrant, you gotta take care of people. Because do you think I would have made more money cutting my losses on him and keeping, and I already, all that was a straight deal at that point, you know? I had given him the stuff, he'd give me the money. If I didn't replace it, I would have just made whatever I was gonna make on that sale and never seen that fucking man again. He would have thought bad of me. Anyone that asked Evan about me or my company would get told, rightfully so, that I'm a piece of shit and I didn't cover him, and you know what I mean?
oh
And
my God.
and I would have lost
Right.
a lot of money other than his, but let alone how much money has Evan spent? You know what I mean? Evan spends weekly. And all it took for me was to not knowing him well and just being like, fuck that guy. You know, I can't afford right now. I can't afford to do that. I'll break even this time or I'll lose a couple bucks. But guess what? Instead, I covered that shit and I lost money. You know what I mean?
Oh,
On a couple batches having to cover shit. But
yeah.
he said I was searching for Cambodian lady boys and you guys popped up.
Yeah, it's funny.
Vyman said I am a connoisseur of sorts. I do get emails on the daily asking for my advice on the lady boys and where to find them. You alright there, Vibrant? Oh, he left on him. He might have said he was leaving. I didn't see him. Um, yeah. Well, you know what I mean, though, just because Vibrant, you know what I mean? Vibrant was like, dude, don't cut, you can't cover that shit, because I explained to him, like, dude, you know what I mean? Especially when I lost that second one, where I lost 5 at one time. That one, I lost money. I barely had enough money to re up, like, with less than I did the last time. And I had to get every dollar, and, you know what I mean? And people helped me out. Like, I came on here and was just like, fuck, dude, like, I'm covering everything, I'm taking care of it, but if anybody needs flour, you know, because I had like no concentrates left, I had lost it all, I had to use it to replace. I had a little bit, but I had that flour, and I was like, fucking, anybody will buy flour, I would greatly appreciate it. I couldn't mark it down, I couldn't do anything, I just had to hope that people would buy it. And few people like bought an ounce that wouldn't have bought a whole ounce, you know, and helped me out. And that was the only way I came back out of that, dude. Off of that, like 3 ounces of flour and a half ounce of fucking concentrate that I had left. But I made enough to buy like I think 1 or 2 ounces. I think I went back and bought 4 ounces of concentrate, flipped those, and then went and bought more flour and just came back from there. Yeah, because I went back and bought like 2 ounces of concentrate and a quarter pound of flour. But then that next time, I think was the first time I bought a pound. You know, since I had started this thing, I've been buying pounds since I was in fucking middle school. Yeah, that Tom Ford. Yeah. Yeah, but Vibrant, I don't think he would. The only way he would is if I were to get locked up, because we've had that talk. Like, now that he knows it's 100% a possibility still with me. Like, we have plans in place for if I go to jail, for if different things happen to me. We have different plans. And, but he would if he had to, but his shipping and all, he's not great with, you know what I mean? The packaging would be, and he's not great at like weighing stuff, and you know what I mean? It would be difficult for him. Like, he would hate it every step of the way. Because he doesn't like having to, Vibrant doesn't weigh anything he gets. Like, Vibrant doesn't like to use a scale if he can at all help it. And I sent him a scale that was a certain amount off, and I knew how much off it was because he needed a scale. But he like refused to get one. I sent him that scale, and he may still have it there somewhere. But to get him to weigh anything is, I say, it's not great. Like, him weighing concentrates, and honestly, like, you may get hair and stuff in it. Because I've had him send me jars, and like he'll, you know, like, hey, just split up what you got there and send me half. And he'll, you know, I do it for him, and he'll get like the jar it came in, or he'll get at least a clean jar, you know, with the correct weight amount in it and shit. That motherfucker sent me. He's done it 2, 3 times, and it's always something. But the one time there was hairs like stuck in the lid of the jar. There was a hair in the jar, and also like unidentified black speck. And there was he put it in an old jar. You know what I mean? He put it in an old jar and didn't clean it. So like what he sent me, and it was rosin too. I forgot that part. This was fucking like hash burger. It was hash plant or something that I had been wanting to try really bad. And Jay sent it to him and didn't send it to me. And and I would always, if Jay did that with us and it was vice versa, I would make sure he got half of what I got, and we would split it. And fucking dude, it was in like some live resin jar that had like a really like fruity terp that was very strong, and he just ruined it, dude. Like, I had fucking, that shit is still, what was left of it is still in that, or was in that refrigerator when I left up there, dude. 100%. I left that shit. I never smoked it, and I got it like before I went up there. It stayed in that fridge. Like, dude, he ruined it. But that's why I say you gotta be careful with Vibrant, wishing for Vibrant to pack anything. My goddamn internet went out again. Well, you got to hear the story. Vibrant can second it about his packaging and him sending me that fucked up fucking jar, dude. That rosin I wanted so bad that was hashy. Like, it was too hashy for him. And he sent me fucking, and afterwards he was like, dude, I didn't really like it. I should have just sent you that whole jar. Like, I was like, or have taken your little part out and put it wherever you wanted, dude. Like, he, and in that fucking fruity, terped out jar, dude, through that fucking hash rosin. Oh, anyway. Yeah, take it easy, Steven. I'm glad you hang out a long time, bro. Yeah. Well, well, I said we've had talks about it, and I've told him that. I mean, we could even go prepackaged. You know what I mean? Like, and Might even have to get, like on the batter, do ounces only. Do the cheap price, but only ounces. You wouldn't have to touch anything. We talked about that, and like a lot of stuff I can get, pay more money, and get it pre-packaged. White labeled stuff too, like some of the stuff that doesn't even have like a brand or whatever. I can get white labeled ready for sale and distribution. Just add stickers. Yeah, Vibrant's gotta get his internet figured out. Um, $100 right now. I can do 100. It'll be split. I don't have any full ounces or, um, the shatter. I'll do the same thing for you, Jug. You'll have to pay shipping and taxes on it, but I'll do 100 for you for an ounce. You can get a whole zip of shatter, still sealed for that. Or I can put you together. But we got the chatter slab. And right now it would probably be like a funny. I might no, I probably had yeah. I have 4 flavors, a quarter of each. I could do a 4 flavor ounce right now for 100 before tax and shipping. But I'm fixing to get another pound of concentrates, and then there'll be the $90 ounces available. Single strain. You buy one strain, one jar. I don't have to touch other than to hand it to your box. That sounded funny. Hand it to your box. He said, "What do you know about my old lady?" Well, you be giving my shit to my old lady. She'll pinch it. Yeah, that's what. Like I say, you just have to hit me up. That's just a me and you price. No codes involved. Because even with the code, it's usually 110. So that's like over code. You know what I mean? That's homeboy price is what that is. That's what I give it. That's like what me and Vibrant pay for them. If me or Vibrant buy one, we pay $100. But I know your situation, and you've always been real cool with me, dude. And when you buy, you do buy an amount. You know what I mean? And you do it for budget. So if you hit me up, if you hit up Cali Horizons directly on the phone number, though, well, they always help you out, don't they? Yeah, if you would have came through the other day, I had that half zip for 50 of the sugar. That sugar you got before. It was a little over. It was like 15 grams I did for 50. Good quality, and then got that one. What's up, Zero? I ain't seen you in a while, dude. How are you doing? Already ate some of this. I kind of want a cheese sandwich. Or I could go, oh, I have all the stuff for ramen. I could even do a brick. I don't know if I want a brick or just a loose, like a bowl. You know, I think I'll go bowl, a little looser. Not quite brick tight. A lot of times I'll just make a brick in a bowl, really, but I think I want this one to have some. I'm so dried out right now. I'm so like thirsty, dehydrated. My mouth's so dry. And it's not from not drinking. I've drank so much, and I've been drinking water too. I've drank some just pure water, but all my juice I've been half and half in water and juice. Oh, I forget that's you, dude. It'll take me a while to remember you're you. But dude, my camera won't turn around right now, and YouTube's being really stupid. Let me try. Nope, it won't let me turn my camera around right now. But all I have, it's sold out, dude. You bought all of it except for 2 bricks. I mean, I only got one of those big bricks, and I got 6 of these, and you got everything except for 2 of these. I sold one to Fabian, and I kept the other one because they're so fucking good. But do you see that? You can see how fresh it is, and this is with my forward-facing camera. You know what I mean? Like, you can see the grain in it. You can see the grease. You see how greasy that is? Dude, I'm telling you, I don't get excited or overhype like people that are in here a lot will tell you. I don't overhype things even though they're my own, especially if it's something that uh, something that CaliHorizons.com has for sale. Like, I'd make sure I don't overhype or hype at all, really. But this, I don't mind. If you don't say this is grade A bubble hash, you're an idiot. Like, if you don't think this is fucking really, really, really good bubble hash, you just don't know hash well, and I'm sorry. But I'm getting more. We're definitely gonna have this. I'm getting because that was testers, you know what I mean? That was a tester. I'd never bought either one of those before. And I started to open that brick. I was gonna call you or text you and say, dude, I need to open this. But because you know what I mean, I'm wanting to buy more and I still haven't really seen it, smoked it, touched it. But it looked so good through the thing. And I was like, dude, I'm buying more of this. Like, to be able to have it available for 5 a G. And, well, for 5 a brick. I think I'm going to do, dude, it's worth 7. I think it's worth 7 to do $7 for singles and then do like half bricks and more for 5. Get you a half brick for 250, the whole thing for 500. That's fair, right? I mean, Zero, you're more in the hash market, like buying side than me, but that's like cheap, isn't it? Because I don't buy anything small, so I don't even know what like grams or eighths or even ounces cost. You know, I don't buy ounces of shit anymore, even. Oh, I sent you because it ended up being like 5 or 6 bucks left over, you know, extra after I did the carts because of just because the one carts are 12 or 13, whatever it was I charged. Because they're 15, but I gave you a little break on them because you spent so much. Um, so I gave you the cart. Anyway, there was a couple dollars there, so I threw you one of those distillates because the distillates are also the same price. But I wanted you to try. You said you never had a distillate, so I sent you one of these distillates. I don't remember what flavor I even gave you. But and I wanted to tell you last night, and I didn't get to tell you. These I call them Frank's Red Hot because you can put this shit on anything, dude. Oh, this one you can't see it through this thing. But well, I got an open one here. Um, you can put it on anything, dude. You can put it on your joints. You can put it on like blunts. It's beautiful. You can just warm it up, put it on there, and spread it out across the whole blunt, and then roll it up. Joints, you can also do that. It's a little harder, you know, with the paper to do it cleanly. But you can always just get your joint ready, you know, lay it flat, spread the bud out, roll your thing down the center, push the bud back up around it, and roll it up. Um, but the best thing, dude, is you have a puff coat. Put this in your puff coat. Put a generous blob in there, like a tenth. Put one of the lines on here as a tenth. Put you a tenth in there, and rip that thing and tell me if you don't like it for the taste and the effects. And then, but the great thing about this also is edibles. You can eat this. You can eat it right out of the thing. I wouldn't suggest it because it's going to stick all over your teeth. What I would suggest is because we keep butter. I know, I guess a lot of people don't do this, but we keep butter just out, room temperature all the time. Like this butter is, you know what I mean? Let's see if you can get what you can see. Butter's soft all the time at my house, you know? But if you just take that room temperature butter and you heat you up a cup of coffee, a cup of water in the microwave and set that syringe in it to get it warm and loose, and then squirt the amount you want into take you like the amount of butter you want to put on your waffles. I love to do it with waffles, pancakes, and squirt that amount into that butter, whip it in real good, and spread that, and it'll taste like good, buddy. Stir, you know what I mean? Try that one time, dude. If you like edibles, and these don't have the percentage or the milligrams on them, but being that they're stronger, that by me smoking them, I know they're the stronger side. I would say these are between 75 and 85%, roughly. So that means this whole syringe is between 750 and 850 milligrams. So 1/10 out of this is between 75 and 85 milligrams. So you know what I mean? Dose accordingly. Yeah, that's what I say. And I'm making enough that I'm, you know what I mean? I'm eating. I'm not eating well on it, but that's why I have 100 different products all the time. You know, I'm trying to. Like I said, dude, we started this really because people are getting raped. People like us that can't afford it, like people with vibrant single dad, me out of prison trying to do the right thing, didn't have money like that. You know what I mean? And smoking keeps me sane and from doing stupid shit. You know what I mean? I'm trying to stay out. And people were charging so much that it would make you fucking contemplate a bank robbery to be able to keep smoking pot, you know? And had me wanting to go back in the streets and sell dope, like on a hand to hand level and shit to get money, like. And I told Vibrant, like, because first it was to get it in his hands and save him money. And then once I saw that it was like, there really was an opportunity to do something. Well, Evan was around in the very beginning. He knows that's legitimately what I was saying. Like, I need to make money. Yeah, I'm broke as fuck and I see an opportunity to make money. But I could jump in here and do what everyone else is doing and just try to get filthy, greedy rich on it. But I don't want to. I want to pass the savings down to y'all. I want you to see that you can't afford to smoke how we want to smoke. You know? Like, you can afford it. It's just people are being greedy and getting in the way of you doing it. And it's very hard. I mean, if you want to spend money, it's easy. If you can buy a pound of something just to smoke it, you can get good. You can get the prices I get. I mean, it's not real easy to find the people I've found. But you can find someone not quite as good as them that's a little bit more, and you would still be paying, you know what I mean, really good prices. But who knows what to do with a pound of something or with a kilo of hash or, you know what I mean? And like with this hash and all, I didn't make much. This was a tester batch, and I didn't make much on it because I didn't buy a high quantity. You know, I had to buy the lowest quantity they'll let you buy, which is still, 100 grams or 50 grams of the high end shit. Which, somebody like Zero, he probably wouldn't mind buying that much, but most people can't. And so I didn't make hardly anything on these, but when I go back and I buy a pound or a kilo of the one hash and I buy 250 grams, a quarter brick, of the high end hash, now I'll be making a few dollars per brick. You know what I mean? Still not making a killing or nothing, but and instead of charging a bunch for the first ones, I look at the long game. I'm like, well, I'm not losing money. and I'm making, 10, $20 well, what did I make on those? $11. I ended up making, like, by the time of tax and everything, I made $11 on each one of those bricks, which is nothing. You know what I mean? That tells you what I'm paying for them. Uh, but but now when I go back and I buy the 250, now I'll be making, 20, well, 30. I'll be making like $30 on a brick, but I have to buy, I have to spend $1,000 to do it, so, or whatever it comes up to. But I think it's a little over 1,000 I got to spend on that hash. Yeah, dude, everybody is, and the stuff's not that expensive. Like, you know what I mean? And most of these, well, all of these places are paying less than I'm paying and charging you 4 times, two, three, 4, 5 times the price that I charge. And they're getting it cheaper than me because they're buying in higher quantities. I'm buying low quantities in the game that I'm in now. I'm small. I'm fucking small fry. I'm nobody. I mean, so if I spend 4,000 on a re-up, that's nothing to them. You know what I mean? That's nothing. Like they got people spending 4,000 on one product and 10,000 on another, and you know what I mean, all on one order. Like I'm nobody, but I'm in there for us. You know what I mean? Like I'm spending enough that we're all getting the break. Anybody that's nice enough to deal with me and help my dream of you know what I mean? Because you haven't been around Zero, but I got my first sales and possession of marijuana charges when I was 12. Like I've literally been doing this forever. Like my whole fucking career life. Like my first job was selling nickel sacks at school. I mean that was my first job, unless you want to count when I was selling like chips or fucking whatever I could sell at the moment at school. But I was selling. I've been selling forever, and I've been in a lot of trouble for it, and to the point where it is very hard, if not impossible, for me to get a job. Which isn't all because of the sales charges, mostly because of the shooting charge and the multiple gun charges I've got since then. But it's all my fault. I'm not bitching. I'm just stating, you know what I mean, what it is. And it's very hard for me to get a job, so I have always sold bud, like, and that's how I've supported myself, paid the bills my whole life. And I was tired of going to prison for it. I got out of prison, and I was like, I'm not doing that shit no more. And of course, I went back to selling like real dope and shit for a while. Fucked up more, got another charge, but I ended up I like beat the charge, and I straightened my life up. I quit doing opiates finally. Uh, and I've been done. I haven't done an opiate in years now, over 2 years for sure. And I just wanted to be able to sell, like, and once I found out you could legally sell hemp, I was on board, and that's kind of my dream, dude. Like, you know what I mean? My whole life I've gotten in trouble, and I've stood behind this. Like, weed shouldn't be a legal thing. Like, I don't care. I'll go to jail, but I'm gonna get it to the people. That, and I need to pay the bills. But and it is. It's like a dream for me. My mom, everybody can tell you, since I was in middle school, dude, I've always said, like, they'd be like, what, if you could do anything, what would you do? I want my own weed strain and brand, Stoned Stupid. That's it, you know what I mean? Or I think Stone Stupid, and have it like a play on the S where it's like a double S, like Stones Stupid, you know what I mean? Because my name's Stone for real, like Stone, that's my real name. Well, I say I appreciate you, dude, and anyone, Evan. I've been on. I guess I'm feeling mushy today. I was on it earlier, telling everybody how I appreciate them. I can't believe how good of people I've found. I found some real dirtbags on here too. I found one that ruined my fucking life for a little while, but we got it back on track. And there's some horrible people, but I've met some really good people, dude. You're shaping up to be one of them. I met Fabian, who's right down the road, who's like an actual like real life friend now that I think will like build. You know what I mean? We might be really, really good friends. You know what I mean? I think we're gonna be. Because we're both really good people. But I really appreciate y'all. Y'all changed my life. Like, you know what I mean? I was a real dirtbag and I just couldn't come out of the hole. There was no light. You know what I mean? It was, I'm going to have to do this forever. You know what I mean? Or I'm going to have to just be broke and like try to live off the government, which I've never got a dime from the government my whole life. And for the first time, I started to consider like, how do I get money from the government? And then that's when I was like, fuck that. So we have never asked for a dime and we're not gonna. You're gonna get off your ass and we're gonna find it. And that's when I started promoting THCA companies. But the moral of the story is without y'all, dude, I would still like feel like I had nothing and nothing to look forward or for, you know? But y'all showed me that if I just do the right thing, I can legally until November. But I will say quickly, don't forget about me after November if everything goes zero. You know what I mean? Like, I'll still be here. Trust me. Things will change. I'll do it more, you know what I mean? More carefully for everyone, keep everyone out of trouble, but I'll still be around. And also, zero on, like, because you buy large enough amounts. I think I might have mentioned this to you on this shipment, but I can have it come directly to you. If you're buying enough and I can cut the price, you know, the price will go down just because, you know what I mean? It'll cut down whatever it cuts down for me. But if you're buying a full shipment, dude, it can come straight to you and you can pick whatever you want. Like if there's something that there's a particular type of hash that you're looking for, if you can tell me like the specifics of it, I can probably get exactly what you're looking for. And that goes for like any product, you know, not just hash, but like toad venom. They requested toad venom and I got them toad venom. It took me a little minute to get an affordable toad venom because toad venom is what it is right now with the popularity and all. And I can always get you that fucking real deal from the like the farm. You know, there's a couple farms that have real toad venom genetics, and I can get those at any time. But they're my price. This is not me giving you your price. My price is 120 a quarter. Sometimes I can get them for 100 a quarter singles. But as a fucking main, 120 a quarter. I don't even remember like the in betweens anymore. Well, that's on those jars. It goes to like there'll be 120 a quarter, or you get 10 quarters for 1,000. So you're paying $100 a quarter buying 10 quarter jars. And then from there, I don't remember, but you see the price is still ridiculous. And they only go to like, it might be 10 or they may go to like 20 jars and then that's it. You just buy them in 20s. It's the best break you can get. Um, I did find where it was the high end from the right place or whatever, but it was 3,600 a pound. I think it was like 300 an ounce, maybe 350 for an ounce. But a pound was 3,600. 3,600. That's like 250 an ounce. 220 something, 250 an ounce. Buying a pound. So you know what I mean? Any of that high end hype shit, anything you can think of pretty much, I can get it. It's just the prices on some of that'll fucking stun you. Yeah, Tovim. Well, it's been like a hype strain of the year 2 years now. Because they're saying it's going to be for 26, but it was last year too. And I've been on the Toad Venom thing a few years now. Like, I remember when it first came around, I split a quarter of it with someone. and we paid like $100 for the quarter. We paid $100, and I split it with someone because it was so goddamn much. And Venom OG, I'm a big fan of Venom OG as well. You know, dude, I'm very happy with these ounces, dude. I wish I could turn my camera around for you, Zero, and show you these. Because it sounds like you're not real big on flour, or you might get a good deal on flour. Shit, you might grow flour for all I know. But those $75 ounces I have, it's indoor for 75 an ounce. It's technically mixed light, indoor passable mixed light. But like I tell everybody, the facility, I've seen the facility they grow it in. It's a big, huge building, and it's brick walls. It's concrete floor with drains in the floor. And the top of the building is just greenhouse glass, not the plastic stuff, actual glass. And it's on tilts, like greenhouses do. And so it lets in rain and all when they want to. But it also has lights hanging from the ceiling for, it's mixed lights. So they have to have a light source and a deprivation. And then they have the thing that pulls across and blocks the entire light source, the natural light source. So it's pretty much indoor mixed light. And a lot of this really high end flour that you buy, like those $1,000 ounces and shit in Cali, those are, if you look into it, they're indoor mixed light. It's grown inside. But here's the thing, for it to be indoor mixed light, they have to have a fucking uh they have to have a natural light source, which means, you know what I mean? The indoor mixed light is grown in the same exact facility as this facility that grows the stuff I buy, is what I'm trying to say. So it's pretty much, it's indoor. I pay a way more than a mixed light price for it, but you get an indoor product, and I should charge more for them, but because the MSRP on them is $100 an ounce. But I charge, like right now, I'm not really making anything on these ones I'm selling because I had to buy it in quarter pounds. But when I go back and buy pounds, same thing with the hash, I'll make, like I say, I may have to go up to 80 on those because the more I think about it, like even after I'm going to make like a 55% profit, which as a business standpoint is horrible. You know what I mean? For the investment, we're talking about investing, $1,000, damn near it per unit, and only pull back a 50% profit is low. Because right now I'm on these quarter pounds, I'm doing like a 20, 25, 30% profit. I'm really not making anything. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not, like I say, I'm not pressuring. I just didn't know. Some people have bad experiences with THCA, buying their flour online. I've met quite a few people who are like, oh, I buy concentrates. I don't do THCA flour. It's not good. Ha ha ha, sir. Yeah, you might want to try me. Because, you know what I mean? Like I say, I'm one guy. I mean, it's a company and there's more people involved. But I work for them and I do their ordering, their purchasing. You know what I mean? I shop, I purchase, I bag, I deliver, I ship, So the main part of the business that you care about, I'm doing. And it's one guy that smokes a lot of pot. And guess what? I don't buy other stuff to smoke. I smoke whatever the company has. So I'm buying things for the company that I want, And like I'm a fucking huge pothead. And if I buy anything and it's not good, like if I were to buy stuff knowing it's not that great, but I'll make more money on it, I'll have to smoke that shit. You know what I mean? Like if you think about it, it's the best business model for you to get the best product. 100%. Yeah. I might just change your life. That's right, dude. What did Potluck say? He said, one hitting you might fall right in my life, dog. Damn, I can't remember how he said that. One hitting you might fall right in my life, dog. There's another part to it that smacks, so I can't remember what it was. Yeah, good quality control for sure, dude. And like all the hallucinogens and stuff, that's why I tell everybody, like, I was in the beginning when I first met the dude. You know, I was buying test kits and I was testing everything. But, you know, after about 20, 30 batches of everything being exactly what I was told, and I do the shit anyway. You know what I mean? Half time I was doing it before I would test it. I was just testing it so I could tell people, you know, it's the right letters or whatever. But I test it regardless because, yeah, it might test for it, but it might be such small amounts that it only tests for it. Doesn't really, you know, give you the ride you're looking for. And so to me, if you're not going to do this stuff, you shouldn't, you know what I mean? You shouldn't be the one moving it around. You know what I mean? I feel like if you're selling this shit, you should at least every once in a while do it. Know what you're selling. You should do everything you get before you sell it. You know what I mean? That's how I operate. And well, that's how I get most people because I get on here tripping balls. You knew about everything before you ever knew I streamed, but that's how I get most people. I'll be on here 3 in the morning tripping balls. And you know, people are like, oh, you're on. It's the first thing is always, oh, meth. And then when I'm like, yeah, no, not anymore. Don't smoke meth anymore. I'm definitely tripping on fucking 4 hits of fucking acid, though. And then people are like, oh, no shit, acid? And I just delivered a 10 strip that I just got confirmation on it a couple days ago that it landed. Dude came through. I was tripping balls, and he didn't even ask. Then he came back through the next morning. He's like, dude, you were tripping balls last night. Like, do you know where anybody could get some? And I was like, yeah, dude, fucking, you know what I mean? And that was just cold. Some guy scrolling the internet at 3 in the morning. And the next morning hit me up, had faith, and you know what I mean? He got his shit. You know what I mean? I know it's hard to have that faith sometimes, but it paid off for him. It paid, well, you had Fabian to, you know what I mean, second it. Like, I know this fucking guy. If he fucks you over, I can go to his house, you know, but, even with that, it's hard for people. I get it, you know, to trust that it's gonna come through. Yeah, I told you, dude, everything I get, man. I mean, I don't try to like toot my own horn, but toot, I guess. Sometimes you gotta toot it so they know it works. But it, dude, fucking, I get the stuff. And that's one thing you can say, anyone can say about me. It's guaranteed to be not only legit, but potent, pure. It's like I can get it. You know what I mean? I don't deal with messed down stuff like powder, any of that. I don't think I've ever mentioned that to you, but I do. I keep that too, and it's also old school. You know what I mean? Legit. You ain't gotta worry. Like here lately, it's been a little more. Price has been kind of going up on me. Even I'm about to get out of it. If it goes up anymore, I'm getting out of it. I already told them. Like I've been doing this a long time. We've all been doing it together a long time, but I can't go up anymore. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna. Now I'm just like everybody else, you know. Maybe I can't get good shit, but it's so fucking high. Like that's always been my thing. That's why I got back into it because people were paying 100 a G on on. Because if you go on like the dark web, you get good shit, but it's 100 a gram for powder. Like even on these menus, and they don't even want to sell large amounts. Like the largest you can get generally. Because I had somebody surfing the menus that was helping me because people were telling me like, oh, I can get it on the dark web or whatever, but I don't do that shit. But somebody else that does was kind of showing me what it goes for. And the powder, like even on those big menus, like there was a couple places you could buy like quarter pounds and shit, but it was so high. I mean, I'm talking like 1,600 an ounce buying quarter pounds and shit. And but grams are $100, $100 a G, 300 an 8 ball. And I was like, dude, fucking. So I got back into it just to, you know what I mean? Fuck, if you're paying 100 a G, just pay 200 a ball and it'll be just as good, if not better, you know. But they went up to where I can't even, you know what I mean? Because to me, 200 a ball is too much. But anymore, everything's so fucked with and cut down, and you have to worry about it having fentanyl in it. And like the dude, it's a family affair that's been going on for decades. You know what I mean? And I'm in Florida. You know what I mean? So it's still old school in its way here. And I get it off the boat, and it don't get fucked with. Like, you know what I mean? I get it how it comes off the boat. But and that's the only way that I'll do it or get anywhere because there's so much fentanyl. Like we had a buddy that got caught with he had 10 or 11 ounces of powder, but it was, you know what I mean, it's powder. It was cocaine, but they tested it. You know, they road tested it and it tested positive for cocaine and fentanyl. So guess what? He got charged with. I think they charged him with both, which I thought was crazy. They could charge you with the same weight on two different drugs off of the same, you know what I mean? I thought that was crazy. But even if they didn't, even if they just charged him with one, I know in the end, he got charged with fentanyl because it doesn't matter the percentage. It tested positive for fentanyl and you had 11 ounces. You had 11 ounces of fentanyl. So dealing with cocaine from like a shady person, or you know what I mean, just dealing with any cocaine anymore is very dangerous. Because trafficking's over like 3 grams, and the penalties are so high on it. You get caught with an 8 ball of powder that has a little bit of fucking fatty in it. You know what I mean. You now got fentanyl trafficking charges. Like it's very, very scary. Very scary. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get off of here and put a movie on. I still haven't smoked anything. I should roll up a. Oh, that's what I was starting to do and never did. Where the hell did I put my damn? Ah, there it is. All right, guys, let's do a hash bowl. I've been gonna do that for hours and I haven't done it. Let's do a little hash bowl. What y'all think? Uh, what Evan said earlier. Yeah, well, getting it from the doctor is a whole different. That's fine. It's one of the best drugs, medically, like in the hospital emergency room setting. It's one of the best drugs because it's fast. It takes effect fast. It goes away fast. People don't realize that about fentanyl, but it does. It hits immediately and it's gone very quickly, and that's where the withdrawal thing anyway. But so it's good for that. It's very potent. It's what they use to put. If you've ever been put to sleep for like a day surgery, they'll tell you like we're giving you propofol or whatever the Michael Jackson drug, and they may be, but it's all you're also getting fentanyl. And a lot of times, if it's like a quick thing or whatever, you won't even get the propofol or whatever. It's like fentanyl and a couple other things, like small little things that they give you with it, and it puts you out. Like it's anesthesia. You know what I mean? Like, and it's very good medicine. But that's medicine per correctly prescribed, proportionately weighed, and you know what I mean? Like weighed to the fucking legit milligram, and uh, that is it's a beautiful drug. It's one of the best drugs. And I seen a thing where uh the dude that did like the whatever Phil's pharmacopoeia or whatever, he's this really smart guy. He was on Vice TV and shit. He knows everything about drugs. But he was saying like it's giving fentanyl a horrible name, and all this street fentanyl. He said fentanyl is one of the best drugs that's been created, and then wanting to outlaw fentanyl, it's not smart. Like it's one of our best drugs for a lot of things. But the problem is when you're no longer talking in a medical setting with the right amounts and everything's correct. And now you've got like a guy that's putting it together in Mexico in a field inside a 55-gallon drum. You know what I mean? And potency is, you know what I mean? And now you've got it in the hands of drug dealers that want it stronger than it should be. And then, you know what I mean? It makes its way down and it kills people. Like, but fentanyl itself is not bad. Like, and I know people that are now because it's got such a bad name, they'll go in for a procedure. And I've heard in the emergency room and stuff them having to explain to older people that are like, "No, I won't take it." And they're like, "Ma'am, it's part of it." I heard it one day when I was getting a day procedure. They had to put me to sleep for a few minutes. And they were saying, they were telling the lady, you know, we're putting you to sleep. We're going to use fentanyl. And she lost it. No, I won't have fentanyl. My grandson died of fentanyl. And da 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 da. Da. And they're like, ma'am, like, you've been put to sleep. Have you ever been put to sleep before like this? Yes. Well, you've been given fentanyl. Like, you know what I mean? It's causing a lot of confusion and shit like that. Yeah, you know, there's a whole difference. Like I say, what it's come to now. Because in the beginning, when I first started getting it, we were getting it, it was coming from China. You know what I mean? And the first time I got it, I was getting it from these people that were very well connected, like up to do people were the first ones I knew to have it. And and it was like grains of like rice, like not exactly, but you know, for lack of a better visual, like broken up grains of rice, and they would grab it with tweezers. And like I say, they were like really smart, up to do people, and they had like a really fancy scale, and you know, like a big fucking thousand scale with like the wind blockers and everything on it. Looked like some shit out of a laboratory because it was. And they would weigh it with tweezers. You could pick it up with tweezers. I mean, this was raw, pure pharmaceutical grade from China fentanyl. And they would pick up and dude, you know, for like $30, $60, I would get like just you would lose it. You know what I mean? Like generally I would go there because when I knew them, it was pills were still around, but when you were so sick and you couldn't get pills, I would call them and go get, you know, unsick so I could figure something out. But I would usually just buy what I was gonna do. And it would be like, you know, 20, $30 for I don't even think we were getting a whole point. It was it would be just a sliver of one. It was like a grain of rice with the end broke off and you got like the end of the grain, you know? And you would have to be real careful on how you crushed it down and shit so you would get it all. But take a little tiny piece of paper and crush it down right there into a spot, scrape it into a little pile and just snort that. You know what I mean? Fuck, I've even just snorted the grain before. And that motherfucker would have you floored fucking sucking your own dick. People worried about your UODing, like off of that little bit. And then, you know what I mean, very quickly it came to where they were calling it boy. They were pretending it was heroin at first. And they were cutting it up with all kind of stuff. So you'd have all these. At first, they would try to do it with brown stuff. So they would try to be like it was heroin, and so you'd have these little brown powders, but it was a very very small amount put in there. But anyway, where I was headed with that was the oh fuck, where was I headed with it? Anyway, we'll quit talking about fentanyl. It's a horrible thing. Let me make a hash bowl here. If anyone's interested, if you're still with us, if I didn't run you off, Zero, talking about dumb shit. I think you're right, though, Evan. Either the toad venom. I don't know. This apple fritter has like a funk to it. Even what's his name said. But I think you're right. Either like a funky to go with the hash, like a GMO, or even the toad venom. But I think we're gonna go GMO. Tell you what, we're gonna put that budded GMO, and if that's not enough flour, which it should be, we'll add a little bit of toad venom with it. Hell yeah, dude! Let's smoke a bowl together, dude. You're gonna be so happy. And if you would, because you should be getting it quick, you'll get it before I get the replacement. Um, Let me know like what you really think of that of the brick hash, the 100 gram brick. My bad. Yeah, I got cut off, so I don't know what you heard. But I didn't get the smell or that hash. I didn't take it out of the brick. The way you get it is how I got it and sent it out. So if you just give me a thing and let me know, like in comparison, what you think, because I mean, obviously these 10 grams are worth getting more of. But I mean, if they're not a whole lot better, I'll get, I'll buy more of the big bricks than I do of that. I was kind of trying to figure out what to do. Yeah, just let me know, bro. Cause like I said, I was really excited. I was going to. I just had so much going on and was sick because I meant to call you or text you, but I'd rather called you about that. I'm like, listen, I don't even need any of it. I thought about telling you, like, let me get a gram and I'll trade it out. But now it's like, I don't even need any of it. I just really want to smell it, see it, feel it, break a little corner off, and then he can have the whole thing. But I had too much going on. I didn't do it anyway, so it ain't a big deal. But yeah, man, you're my hash guy. Cause I had a guy like you before, but he just like disappeared or didn't like something I did one time. I don't know. Like you let like personal feelings about something I did that had nothing to do with him influence business, which is so stupid. And let's be honest, what is a girl said that I hit her, and I really didn't hit her. But instead of like asking me or assessing the situation, looking at what was going on, and realizing that probably isn't what happened, he just like ghosted me, won't do business with me, and talks shit about me behind my back, but has never said a word to me. But I told Vibrant, there's always, you'll find a person, and when you find a person that likes old school hash and more than concentrates, like they like their hash, and it's not easy to find anymore. Not easy to find it. People aren't just selling hash like they used to, dude. Well, that'll be enough. There ain't nothing on Oh shit, what did I do with the damn hash? Yeah, I've noticed. I was like, dude, because I had been sitting on that sift for a while. I had sold, you know what I mean? Well, I guess I had sold half of it. I had a kilo. I had a kilo of that hash, but I had sold that kilo in all small amounts. Like the most I had sold was I sold a half brick to someone. But when I bought that kilo, my thought was, there's no way, you know what I mean, that people aren't going to buy entire bricks of this. Like, if you told me, hey, you can, and I had it at $4, I had it at $4 a gram or 150 for the brick. And I was like, there's no way. I was trying to force you to buy the brick, you know, in my is what I thought. But people saw it as fuck, I can get a half ounce for $50. I'll just buy the half ounce. And that's what I sold a lot of fucking half ounces, quarters and shit. But I forget what I was saying. Oh, but I told Vibrant, I was like, dude, I'm just gonna buy the whole fucking key because, like, you know what I mean? There's no way people are gonna buy these ounces. It's gonna fly. It's gonna go in ounces, dude. And he's always like iffy, especially about hash. He's like, people still smoke hash. And I was like, dude, the people that still smoke hash still smoke hash, and like people that love hash love hash. Anyway, I ended up breaking down. It took me like probably like 5 months or so, dude, and I had sold those 5 bricks, but just slow, you know, and still had 5 of them. But I kept telling him, I was like, dude, every time I buy a hash, I buy a shit ton of it. I buy like a key or a half a key, and then it takes a while for the shit to go, you know, and I find it cheap like that. I said, but once it goes, dude, it'll go. And he had just made a joke like, well, if that shit's gonna go, I hope it goes soon, you know, because I still had 5 bricks of it. And it was that night, dude. That night you hit me up and got that entire fucking bought that half a key. And I called Vibrant and I was like, hey, remember that hash guy I told you when it goes, it'll all go? And fucking half a brick gone, motherfucker. Take it off the site. You know what I mean? You got me to be able to like, see, I told you so, dude. But you made it come to fruition. I called him. I think that was the first thing I said. I said, hey, that brick hash, the bricks. He said, yeah. I said, take them off the site. He went, why are you like? I said, because they all just sold, motherfucker. I told you when it goes, it goes. I found the hash man, dude. He told me he loves hash, and then he purchased all of it. So I believe him. Because I remember you told me, you're like, I love hash, dude. And I was like, dude, I like hash too, but you don't find many people that appreciate it anymore. And then bam, he bought it all. You're like, I will take all of it, sir. And now we're best friends. You're my best friend, dude. Yeah, and Evan's real good people too, dude. Evan's real good people. See, you can still see it bubbling. It bubbles so good, dude. You see, I use that torch lighter. I just hit just the hash. I didn't hit any bud. Oh my god, that tastes so good, dude. This is the first of it I've smoked, like, I put a little in a blunt and it fucking stoned me, and I can taste it in the blunt. You know what I mean? But I put it with really really high grade weed. I had a sample of, and then today me and Fabian put some in his like old school like a one hitter, but not like a true like one hitter. The old one hit, you know, like a straight bowl, a glass straight bowl, and it was really good in there. But this right here, dude. Mm. And you taste the strain too. Like, you know what I mean? You can there's a difference in the strain also. See if I can find a regular lighter. Oh, those two hits, dude. Holy shit. Just those two hits, I fucking feel that. That's what I was trying to say earlier. That hash had me so high, I was like edible high when I went to the store, dude. Like, I know because all we smoked was a few dabs on his Puffco. And then other than that, it was a hash. And we all know I can take 4 or 5 dabs. That ain't what did me like that. It was them damn hash bowls. Dude, I have a million lighters laying around. And because right now I need a regular fucking big. All I can find are fucking. Put this yeah. This is all the toad venom that's left. I'm thinking about quartering it up, dude. Um, so that it gets to more people. You know, I won't do a big upcharge. Do like $40 a quarter on it. 40 a quarter. That's 180. That's 160, but minus 10%. 144. That's not bad for what it is, dude. I may do that. I may do $20 eighths or do $40 quarters, and then you get discount. That's 18. That's 36 a quarter for indoor toad venom. So I'm doing the ounces for 110. I mean, it's $30 more. But that'll spread it out, Evan. What do you think? Should I just, you know what I mean? Whatever, first come, first serve? Or should I do quarters so that it available to more people? Yeah. Well, I'm gonna be honest. I only got a quarter of it. I only got a quarter. All the strains I had, I only got cuties of each. Remember, because we were straining, I was trying to do tiers, but then they didn't have all the tiers I wanted. But remember, that's how we ended up with, that's why when I looked, I was like, oh, this is a cis. And then I remembered, like, it was because we were trying to get different tiers. And I was trying to get the depths, but it was like the depths I had to buy a pound, remember? I had to buy a whole pound of depths, and I was like, not yet. We'll assume it's a little lower. You know, it's gonna be a little lower tier than the assist. And then, but yeah. So that's the purple pancakes light assist, but it's fucking killer light assist. Mm. Well, I'm good at street math. You know what I mean? That's it. Like I can do this. You know what I mean? I can do fractions and breakdowns in my head. But as far as like math, I'm not that great. To be honest, you know what I mean? Other math, not that great. Street math, I'm a motherfucker. Like, you know what I mean? I am a motherfucker at street math. Cause that's all I've ever, you know what I mean? Like I said, that's how I make my money. That's how I've always made my money since I was a kid. But my mom said that I could do that even like when I was little. Like, cause I was always, believe it or not, I was pretty good in school and shit. But like, I wasn't good in behavior at all. But I was good as far as like I could do schoolwork. And my mom said that one time we were in the store, we were getting medicine for something. And I don't remember. She still remembers like the equation or whatever it was and shit, like the specifics of what was going on. But the long and short is, I broke down. I broke down. I did street math for her when I was a kid, like in my head in the store. She was like trying to figure it out and like getting out a paper or something, because this is back before like phone calculators and shit. She was like trying to get out a piece of paper to do the math. And I like told her, you know what I mean, the doses. It was trying to figure out like doses or something, like for me or for the. I think it was probably like trying to figure out uh, buying adult medicine for me. Probably is what it was, and trying to figure out like how to break the doses. And I told her like at like 4 or 5, however old I was, old enough that I knew math, but barely old enough to have known numbers and shit, I guess. And my mom was like, "You fucking told me like." She's like, you could break down doses and stuff when you were a kid. She tells people that story and shit. Like, you're just so smart at math. But, like, you realize you're just telling people, like, I knew drug dealer math when I was a kid. Like, it's not like I knew calculus. It's not like I helped you find the square root of something, Debbie. I let you know how much drugs you could give me. You know what I mean? Like, fucking, I let you know, like, you know, fractions and shit. Like, I guess you could say fractions and shit I'm good at. When we would get day laborers, when I was doing drywall, you always get a motherfucker. They all say they can read the tape measure until they get there. You know what I mean? And then you find out they really can't read the tape measure. You know, when the people at Labor Ready ask them, "Can you read a tape measure?" They say yes. So they send them on a job site, and then we get them, and they don't know how to read a tape. Damn, that was a good hash bowl, dude. That bitch burnt perfect. Burnt all the way. The hash burned away with the weed. Like, oh, that was so good, dude. And look at that just instant fucking stone it puts on me. Yeah, and that's fine, but it at least makes it, you know what I mean? At least the tag's a little higher. Because once I thought about, dude, 110 for toad venom of that quality right now, I say the only like thing that a very picky some bitch could say, old parsnickety motherfucker, could say, the buds are, some of the buds are small. You know what I mean? There's smalls in here. You know what I mean? But that's because, you know, some people would do that. Well, it wasn't sold to me in smalls because all these companies started separating the smalls just because they make more money doing it. That now people are like fucking, you know what I mean? Oh, there's smalls in this. I didn't buy smalls. Well, whatever happened is buying a bag of weed. I don't sell smalls unless I buy a fucking pound of smalls. Of course, I'll sell smalls. Every one of them small. That was prearranged. But I sell bags of weed, dude. Like, well, not weed, of course. I sell bags of hemp, and I don't even sell them. I help Cali Horizons, but anyway, you know what I mean. It's you know what I mean. I miss the days where you just bought a bag and it had everything in it for one low price. Have you seen? Fabian has one. I've wanted to get one for so long, but I've never got one. Have you seen? It's like an actual hash only. You can't smoke anything in the motherfucker but good hash, and it's gonna have to be good hash to smoke it in there. It's got like a glass rod, and the bowl is solid on the bottom, and up around the edges it has holes, and you put the hash down in there, and you get that rod red hot, and you stick it to it, and you roll it around and pop it up and down, and you can imagine that red hot hits that good hash, it just goes to boiling. Dude, I see people get yellow bong rips. They make them in like a Gandalf type pipe, like a Sherlock in a Gandalf type pipe, but they make the bong bowl that goes on your bong. Oh, I finished reading your comment. I stopped reading your comment to say, yeah, dude, does it have the glass rod that you put in it? Because, dude, them ones with the glass rod, they get killer hits. But I was going to buy one. I had a subscriber buy one because of me saying I had never bought one, this is where I learned you don't do this. That's why I'm telling you now as a disclaimer. But I also know, like, he just couldn't have known what he was doing. He was doing something wrong. Because I didn't have one to give him a tutorial video on, and like he just, I don't know, I think he wasn't getting the rod hot enough. He was being too timid with it. But he bought one and it didn't, he said it didn't work for him, and he was like upset with the company. He didn't say he was upset with me, but I know that he didn't really like that I got him to buy it. And I offered to buy it from him multiple times. I offered to trade or buy it from him. I said, dude, I'll give you over in trade, or I'll give you your money back and just, you know what I mean, I'll pay for shipping and send it to me. And yeah, dude, that's how those ones with it at the top, that's what they tell me. That's how you do it, dude. If you get, I'll find out the name of that company for you. I always forget it. They tell me all the time and then I forget. Well, it's been a long time since they've been brought up. Since it's been a long time since I've had a good hash like this. I was having a lot of ice water. I was having like loose ice water. I still have some of that, dude. I ought to send that shit to you. Just give you like a low price for the little bit I have left. But I have some. This is press grade. Uh, this is press grade. Like this is what they press to make tier 2 rosin. This isn't like tier 1 grade. This is tier 2 grade right here. Tier 2 press grade. And then this was some um I forget the cross on it, but it's some AAA grade infusion hash. High grade infusion hash. I sold a lot of that, dude. That was the first time that I bought a big chunk of hash. I bought like it was either a quarter pound or 150 grams. It was like a chunk, especially me. I had just got started in this, and like I had hash, you know, illegally before that was probably, you know what I mean. But we would buy it in like 1 ounce chunks, and it would look like a soup can. You know what I mean? Or we'd get like a quarter pound, or it looked like a tuna can, and we'd get a quarter pound that looked like a fucking soup can. And like I've had, maybe a pound of that at a time or something. But I got in this fucking really good, dude. I might as well say now, I paid $3 a gram. It's been so long ago, and I could never get it that cheap again. But it was beautiful, blonde, unpressed ice water hash. And it was so good that they just vacuum sealed it, to send it to me, and didn't even pack it way down. Just vacuum sealed it enough and cut it off. And when I got it, it made its own brick. Like I said, they didn't vacuum it, but it was such a good. Oh, it was pure trichrome in there. It was such good hash. It was fucking press grade to me. Like I think they could have pressed it. Well, and like I say it's a like the grade of they'll get tier one out of that also. But I meant to say it's like a double A. Um, it's a double A, I believe, because they go to triple A, and I think it was double A, not triple A press grade. Or something. It was like a small amount that they had that you could tell like it got forgot about, and they just weren't gonna press over like it was like 13 or 14 grams, and they threw it up on the menu, and I snagged it. But that one I bought like 150 grams. They had I forget how many, but if I would have known what I know now, they had a price on it for a kilo. I would have just bought the kilo. I think it was like 2,500 for the kilo. If I would have known what it was gonna be and like what a steal that was to get it like that, dude, I would have bought at least a kilo of it. And if I had the money, I'd have bought every gram they had. But I sat on that shit, dude, for like 6 months, dog. I was sitting on it. I had a couple people that were like, "Oh my God, don't ever get rid of that." Like they had bought it and they had found out what it was, and they were buying. But you know what I mean? They don't have a lot of money. They were buying, eighths and quarters, 10 grams. I was selling it for $7 a gram, and that's a fucking killer deal, dude. And they were anyway. I was selling it here and there. And then finally I was like, man, somebody y'all gotta try this. And I like gave a couple grams out. Like I was sending people packages that I knew were big flower smokers, especially if I knew they smoked bowls a lot. I would throw them a gram, or really a half gram of that was enough for a few bowls. It's real light. There's a lot there, and I was throwing it to them in little bits to people, and once people got a hold of it and found out and realized, you know what I mean, they get 10 grams for $70, and dude, that shit flew. Like just like I told you, it was like a day or two it took, and just boom, it was all gone, and then everybody wanted more, and I was like, well, if you wouldn't have took 6 months for everyone to try it and fucking buy it, if I didn't have to give it away to get people to fucking buy it, when I was telling you the whole time how good and cheap it was for what it was, um, I could have bought more of it. You know what I mean? I would have had a chance. I could have got more. But y'all took 6 months. That shit's long gone, and it was like a clearance type deal. Like it'll never happen again. It was a farm had a shit ton of it that they needed to get rid of, so they sold it dirt cheap to try to get. You know what I mean? They needed some money apparently. And we missed the window, folks. They've already fucking. You know what I mean? They're way past that, dude. But yeah, check out that. Do you remember that hash, Evan? If you're still here, did you ever get any of that hash, dude? That the one I'm talking about. I believe you did. I'm pretty sure you got some. Knowing you, you were probably one of the first ones to buy it. You probably bought it while everybody else was bullshitting. And if you liked it, you probably were one of the ones buying 10 grams at a time. But if you weren't, you know what I mean? But I know how you are. There's just certain things work for you and certain things don't, whether they're good or not. But no, I'm talking about way back, Evan, before Georgia. Before Georgia. Remember I had that bag of like loose ice water hash, the infusion grade hash. Remember I was always trying to get everybody to understand what infusion grade was? Like, you know what I mean? It's good for smoking. But then people were taking and flattening that shit out and flagging it and dabbing it. And it dabbed pretty goddamn good. Like, you know what I mean? People were dabbing that shit, dude. And I had it for $7 a gram. Oh, okay. I think you might not have. It was the first thing I was selling in those mason jars. That's what I got the mason jars for. I was doing 10 grams in a mason jar for 70. Yeah, that's right. I knew you were getting something. I thought, or I was thinking that you would have because of the flour. Like, because you were smoking a lot of flour back then. You smoked more flour back then. And I want to say I remember me like telling you, like, dude, this will, you know what I mean, really enhance your blunts. You know? Because it was that good ice water. It burned so good, dude. You would get fucking ripped on that shit. Yeah, the brick. You didn't miss anything really for you, Evan. Like I say, it was good for uh like that guy, the Zero. He's a hash guy. Like he knows his hash, it turns out. But he knew what it was. Like he said they sell it at the dispensaries where he's at, but they charge like $20 a fucking gram for it. For that same shit I had for $1.50. And well, you know, $4 for $100 for 150 for 100 grams. And it's a daily driver type, you know, because it's dry sift. It's, you know what I mean. All, and I've made that clear, like that it's a dry sift, which is it's it, you know what dry sift is, right? Is that they take the bud and they dry sift it, or they sift it on a screen. And it's like pretty much like a low grade keef, pretty much in my opinion. It can be. It depends on the screen they use. Honestly, it can be a really. To me, it's just keef, honestly. But it's like a fancy way to say keef, in my opinion. I'm sure there's some difference, and that's why they call it that. But I mean, they take the bud and they sift it over a table on fucking screens of a certain micron. Well, that's the only difference, I guess, in keef is you know the micron, I guess. But you can make just like the micron on anything, hash, um, rosin, anything. You know the micron. The higher the micron, the higher the grade. And the and it's pretty much that's what it is micron graded keef. But that was cold press, and then it's cold press. They call it like moose or la mousse or whatever. That's like the type of hash, not the brand. And it's dry sifted and then cold pressed. They like, you know, freeze, and then in a cold environment they press it into those bricks. $22 a gram. That's crazy. Yeah, 'cause it's a low grade hash, but that's why I kept telling everybody it's not the best hash ever, but it's $1.50 a gram. You know what I mean? Like, is it worth $1.50 a gram all day long? Does it get you high? Yes. Is it the same as smoking a good bubble hash? No. Does it cost $10 a gram like a good bubble hash? No. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of like the cheapest you're gonna get bubble is 5 a gram. You know what I mean? Unless you're buying a bunch of it. And really, to get bubble for 5 a gram, you're gonna have to be buying, an ounce or 100 grams. Nobody sells 100 grams like I do. I hope y'all know how much I love y'all, because anyone else breaks those into ounces, right? And then charges, you know what I mean, and charges an ounce price for them. Nobody tells you where else. You know what I mean? Have you heard anyone uh try to sell you 100-gram bricks? No. Is that how they're getting it? More than likely, that's how the shit comes. It comes in 100-gram bricks and kilos. Like, you know what I mean? Because a kilo is 1,000 grams. So if you're getting hash like that, like, it comes in hundreds. And a lot of times they're 101. If you weigh them, they're 101. Yeah, that was so, dude. I think that was like a crash grade hash. I swear it was, dude. Well, people were flagging and smoking it. Remember? I think old Douche for Brains, old Sojaw, fucking. I think he flagged it and dabbed it, and it dabbed pretty fucking clean, dude. Because he was telling people, "Oh no, you can dab it. You can dab that shit." Because his old persnickety ass was buying the shit out of that every time he got his little government check. He would come and get hat. He would buy fucking tier one, whatever tier one rosin I had, and he would get that fucking. He would buy a fucking like 10, a quarter. I think is usually what he'd get. I forget what it broke down to, but it was like, well, 21, 28, 70 minus 28 is 70 minus 30. Yeah, so it was like $40, 42, $45, $42 is what it is. It was $42 for a quarter of that. You know what I mean? And it was a jar. That's what everybody started buying because I was trying to push the 10 for 70. But something about that $50 mark, everybody's like, I can get a quarter for $50, like shipped. Because that's what it broke down to. The 42 and the 9, $51 shipped. It's at your door for just that. And then you throw a little flour with it. And back then I had the $55 ounces on deck. So $30 half ounces. Woodworking hand carver. Oh, dude, that's awesome. Hey, if you want to like commission something and make something, dude, I love woodwork, dog. I do some myself, but like honestly, it's one of those things I can do. I love the stuff itself, but it's one of those things where I learned to do it young and like I can do it, but I don't like to do it. I like the finished products. I still love the finished products. But like I did some on here, like I started making weed trays and stuff. And I do like all like by hand. I don't have a bunch of equipment or nothing. It's pretty much me, a sander, a Dremel tool, a vise, a a chisel set. You know what I mean? And some sharp knives, and that's like, you know what I mean. I just go and I come up with some good stuff, but it's not like professional. But that's, a lot of people like that when you're doing like utensils and trays and shit like that. But anyway, if you get time one day and you want to like just let me know what type of stuff you do, because I know well, it sounds like you do furniture, but you know what I mean. I like small stuff. I could honestly. There's a few things I could use as far as boxes. I could use like a See, I don't know how big you want to go. You're just talking like a half key a half. That's good size, but that's desktop. I could use like a desktop thing to do my concentrates. Like a little desktop thing that like maybe drawers, maybe like if it had like two drawers out the front, a couple down the side or something for like a corner piece to where it could hold you know what I mean? I could have jars in it where it would hold my ounce jars and my eighths jars. Maybe on one end you could do like two rows of jars so it would hold eighths, two rows of drawers so I could do eights, and then on the long side, on that one big drawer or two drawers or whatever, make them the deep so I can do my ounces in there. Because I do need something for that. I've been using like Rubbermaid totes. I had way cooler. I had all kind of wooden boxes and old cigar boxes. I had a lamp made out of old cigar boxes and shit that was cool as fuck. But I lost all that in a series of misfortunate events. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, well, even not even. That's why I say, let me know what you can do, because I would just like something from you, dude. Like whatever you can do. But I didn't know when you said, you know what I mean. Some people like, you know what I mean. I didn't know if that was like what you do, what you do. If so, you know what I mean. Something cool like that would be awesome. But if not, like whatever, dude. Like, and if you do small like figures or you know what I mean, whatever. Like I had a dude, I don't have it anymore. I wish I did. A dog actually chewed that one up. I fucking cried. I like legit cried. I was younger. I was like 15. But that I was already in the streets and shit, and I cried, dude. This old guy, and like he was sought after. Like he was known in the woodworking world. But my grandma lived down the street from him. Well, my great grandma had extra property in Hiawassee, Georgia, and he lived down the street. And when my great grandma passed away, I got where when we go up there, I would spend like all my time down there with him. He did woodworking and shot squirrels out of his garage and shit. You know what I mean? While he was woodworking, so I stayed down there when he would let me. And he made me a pocket knife. It was a wooden pocket knife, and I know I'm not saying do that. You know what I mean? I'm just like I say, dude, I would take anything you'll make me, and I'll trade for it. Put it like that. Just make something you think I would like or use. Um, but I would like to, you know what I mean? I'll pay for it or I'll trade you whatever you want for it. Just let me know. But this dude made it was a pocket knife, dude, and it like legit, like it was sharp and all. You know what I mean? Like motherfucker was legit sharp. Like you could cut like paper or styrofoam and shit with it. Like you know what I mean? It had an edge on it. You could probably cut yourself if you tried hard enough. If you really fucking whack yourself with it, it probably cut you. And but it was the coolest thing, dude. And he had it right down to like the checker pattern on it. You know what I mean? It had the checker pattern, and then it had like a different little groove pattern he had cut into each one. Like one side of it was diamonds, and the other side was turned to squares, I think, if I remember right. And like on the diamond side, he had like little squares cut into the diamonds, and on the diamond side, it was little square. You see what I'm saying? There was squares cut in the diamonds, and diamonds cut into the squares. Like for the patterns, it was so intricate. Like, but he was like a known, like, you know what I mean? He like fucking was known in like the wood carving uh circuits, I guess you would say. Like they would talk about him like he was a big deal, you know? And he had all kinds of like plaques and shit on the wall in his garage. He had like a whole big setup, like that was what he did with carved wood. I wish I could think of his name. I'll see if I my grandma will remember it. I'm gonna see her tomorrow. I'll try to ask her, I guess. But she'll probably be like, I would think she would remember him though. But I found that, you know what I mean? Like the things that were important to you as a kid, your parents had, or grandparents, whatever, they had so much other shit going on that they don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I got stoned on this though. I'll have everyone know, dude. Fucking I smoked on the white. Every bit of that shit. Except for the stuff stuck to the side. Or white, my friend. Well, Evan, uh, Zero, the Federales. Y'all boys have a good night. I hope you don't spill any coffee on your laps, you fucks. Um, all the Federales, they could have had him any day. Only let him live away. Out of kindness, I suppose. Thanks for being kind, fellas. Anybody that made it with us this far, if you haven't hit the like button, we would appreciate it. Don't eat too many donuts there, boys. Hey, dude, wouldn't it be funny if, like, somewhere down the line, I'm fucking, like, seeing this, you know? Me, they're playing it in court. All the bitter rallies say. Yeah, he'd be stoned as fuck in my kitchen at 2 in the morning. All the bitter rallies say. Could have had. But I just want them to know if they're there that I know they're there. You know? If you're there, I know you're there. I hope you're not there. Fuck. Like I say, we're not doing anything wrong, but I feel like I told you, I told you about old girl, right? About the things that she claimed were mine that definitely fucking weren't. You know what I mean? But I figure there's a lot of that going on in all areas. Like, you know what I mean? There's a lot of, oh, he's selling this, he's selling that. You know what I mean? And I'm not. I'm legally selling him. Like, you know what I mean? So, just like they claimed a bunch of shit of mine, and the police were like, well, obviously it's not. Fucking here, let's get it back to the rightful owners. Probably what you should have done. So that's just kind of, you know what I mean? That's what I figure. That's why I make the federale joke. Yeah, dude. She's a horrible person. Like I said, like the whole, oh, I just whatever she was claiming, even if that was true, like all this extra stuff you've been doing, like spending like effort and shit on it, like That's just showing that you're like a bad person and you're spiteful. You're hateful. Just like, you know what I mean, her ex-husband that she fucking used to abuse, a fucking handicapped cripple man. Fucking, she would beat him and shit, like fucking. And I, of course, you know what I mean, found all that out after I got up there. Like, and I was like, oh, this bitch is crazy and spiteful. And like, her mom had to like beg her and tell her she better not and stuff. She was wanting to go, he had a boat and she wanted to go turn the motor on with no water and burn the motor up so that when he got his boat, that, you know what I mean, she wanted to fuck up his boat. Like, he wanted, like, I was like, that's fucked up when she fucking, but you know me, I was also on Xanax and I was like, shit, if that's how you feel. You know what I mean? Because I'm one of them, like, if that's how you feel, whatever. We were supposed to be together, so, like, I'm one of them ride with you till the wheels fall off, right or wrong type motherfuckers to a point. But, like, the, fucking magnets, refrigerator magnets. They had, like, magnets from, like, all these places they had been. And he asked if he could have his refrigerator magnets. He forgot to get them while he was there. And she fucking put them all in a bag and threw them in the floor and fucking stomped and jumped up and down on them. And then I don't know if she ever actually sent them to him or not. I think after she did it, the whole thing was she was gonna do that and then send them to him. She did it while I was. I walked in and she told me what she had just done, holding this bag of broken fucking things. And she was. The whole thing was she was gonna send them to him all broken and be like, "Oh, I don't know what happened to them. They must have broke them in the mail." And then after she did it, like she wouldn't send them because you could tell like she knew that that was fucked up, and why would she send them broke? Like, and then she was like, I'm just not sending them to him. And like she was just a hateful person, dude. Like very hateful, dog. And like to the point where I don't think that guy had ever done any fucking thing wrong because look at all the shit she made up for me to do. And I had done enough. Like, you know what I mean? I was not, she should have just let me go home when I was trying to go home. Anybody else would be like, thank God he wants to leave. You know what I mean? Because it got to the point where I was hallucinating and shit. And at the time, I didn't think I was hallucinating. I was hallucinating and believing the hallucinations. And it wasn't even from doing hallucinogens, it was from coming off Xanax, which is very dangerous. I could have died. Like, honestly, because the hallucinations from them that are that real are usually a sign that you're fucking having a really bad one. That, and I was fucking really, really sick, too. Like, god awful sick, throwing up, couldn't keep nothing down, hadn't slept in 6 or 7 days. It was bad. And, you know what I mean? All she had to do was, and number one, like, and she was just mad about that. That was what fucking really just, like, cut the whole thing. Like, she was mad because I was hallucinating, I wouldn't come out of it, and I had been sick for so long, and I couldn't go and help her at work. And then, like, when everything went down, really, she called the cops because she realized that my eyes were black, and she was like, fuck, your eyes are black. You can't even go to work anymore. And then, and then fucking, she was like, fuck this, whatever. And she walked out, and I went to sleep, and then she woke me back up and was, doing all her bullshit. Like, had already hid everything I had that mattered, you know what I mean, that I could take or do anything with. She hid all that shit while I was out, and then, called the police on me. Yeah, but cause she has like the worst life, dude. Like really, she can't leave her house. Like she can't go anywhere in her town. Like once I realized like if she does go anywhere, it's away, it's out of town for like shit that exists in town. That means you're known and not for good reasons in a town like that. You know what I mean? Like a town of that, because it's not like horribly small, but it's like spread out and shit to where I'm sure everybody goes to the same schools, everybody knows everybody. Like, you know what I mean? And like, she wouldn't go to Walmart, dude. She definitely would not go to a Walmart. Like, she wouldn't go anywhere in that town. And then, like, she doesn't drive because I started to realize she's drunk all the fucking time. You know what I mean? She fucking had to, you know what I mean? I had to get there to realize all this shit. My dumbass sent all my shit at the same time I went up there. Like, fucking idiot. But, dude, she was fucking drunk all the time. Fucking, well, she drank fucking whiskey out of the bottle. She drank girl whiskey, but she drank whiskey, that bird dog. Um, like flavors, like blackberry and fucking apple and shit. But it's like, I think it's 80 proof, which is what, like 40%? Or maybe it was, yeah, I think it was 80 or 88, maybe. So like 44%. And, but she would drink that shit by the bottle, out of the bottle, like a fucking real fucking trooper. Fucking, she would drink fucking, she would get off of work and drive as fast as she possibly could, straight to the house, go in and grab that bottle and sit on the floor. And fucking drink liquor out of the bottle sitting in the floor until she got right. Call it what you want, you're a fucking alcoholic. And she would like just out of nowhere, she'd be drunk too, and she'd be like, but really, like, I drink, like, this is like my water. Like, it doesn't even, like, affect me because, like, look, I don't get, like, sloppy drunk. And I'm like, yeah, but I was thinking, like, yeah, bitch, but you can't function without it. You're an alcoholic. Like, you think because you don't get sloppy drunk, you're gonna know that means you're an alcoholic because you can't get sloppy drunk like that unless you really, really drink way too much and poison yourself. You know what I mean? Like, that's exactly what an alcoholic is. Yeah, dude. Oh, no, I was fucked up on Xanax, dude. Bad. Like, I was eating more Xanax than anybody will believe one person can eat in a day. For fucking, ooh. If people don't believe you can do that, like, I'll say, like, fucking, I ate a bottle, I ate 30 Xanax, and they'll be like, no, but, yeah, dude. Yeah, for sure. Easily. Once I get going. I mean, if I got a bunch of fucking Xanax today, I would, if I fucking got, like, even before I was getting those, before I went to prison, oh, I got trapped. Yes, it hurts. Um, all that shit. I was getting the 500 bottles from Mexico, those same brand and everything. It was just a fucking 500 bottle. Bandage sealed, the whole same thing. And, uh, and if I was to get one of those today, I'd eat one and it'd fuck me up. And then I'd very quickly, I'd eat two at a time. And then probably the next day, I'd be eating three at a time, a couple times a day. And then it progresses. And very quickly, like within a month, it probably less these days because like it takes like they say when you're in like recovery, if you fall off, you're gonna fall off right where you left off. Like you're gonna, you know what I mean? You'll, of course, at first you'll get high off a little bit and everything will seem great, but that used to last, months, a year before things started to progressively go wrong. But once you've been as bad of an addict as me and as fucked off as I've been, it takes you a month to get where it used to take you a year to get. You know what I mean? You're within a month, you're back to just doing more than you can really afford. You're doing way more than you used to have to do just to, you're doing shit you didn't want to do to support this shit. Because it's gotten way out of hand. But dude, yeah, very quickly I get to where I eat five at a time. That's my number. Like I like to fucking chew up five Xanax bars at one time. And then the longer that I'm doing them and the harder I'm going, the more times a day I will eat five of those. But the thing with bars is you'll get to where like I ate five and then like those five are gonna like really start rocking in like 30, 45 minutes. I pass out for like an hour or so, like just go out wherever I'm sitting or whatever, and then fucking like kind of come back to and forget that you ever took them. Like with Xanax, if you like to get a little cat nap, you'll wake up feeling sober. You'll like come to feeling like sober, fucking for a short period of time. And I was bad about like coming coming to and feeling like sober and forgetting that I had just took them fucking an hour and a half ago at this point and eat another fucking five, dude, and be just fucked off, like really fucked up. But yeah, I had that problem. Well, you've seen it, and it got to the point where I would just get off camera for the most part. Y'all didn't see like the worst of the worst. I was smart enough to get the worst of the worst off camera, like me like drooling on myself and me like not able to walk to get in the house because I drank a whole bottle of fucking wild turkey on the porch and snorted like a fucking 8 ball of cocaine just out on the porch. You know what I mean? Fucking. And then I don't know how I got in the house, dude. Like I couldn't walk. I was stumbling. Like it was pretty crazy. But that's what I was saying. She would speed home to get drunk, and then in the morning, she would wake up right before time to go and be like, I need my drugs. That's the first thing she would say in the morning, dog. I need my drugs. And then she would like laugh like it was cute and get up. Like she's like, try to act like she was 16, and you're definitely not. But she fucking, uh, go in the bathroom and take fucking, Percocet and Ritalin or Percocet and Adderall and fucking something else, and and then and get up just enough time to take that. Like usually, like she took showers less than I did. You know what I mean? But I have to take showers, and I'm saying because I was up there fucking on drugs really bad. You know what I mean? It was like skipping showers, but she fucking anyway. The whole moral is like she spent as little time not on alcohol as she could, and then like you could tell it was bothering her all day. She wanted to drink. Like she was an alcoholic for sure, but she was also like you want to see her. She thought she was gonna run out of Percocets, and she fucking freaked the fuck out. Like threw a fucking temper tantrum. If she didn't have alcohol, she'd throw a temper tantrum. But she wouldn't like drive to the liquor store, and you have to use like a special delivery service and pay extra, and the only liquor store that does it is far away. Like, and she pays for every single thing to be delivered to her house because, like I said, I think she can't. She's scared to get a DUI. She voiced that to me heavily that she can't get a DUI, and I think that's most of it too. Is but like we would be like by the Walmart, like she would pull up in the Walmart parking lot, but she would go to the back of the parking lot. She would park all the way at the back with no one in the parking lot, and I would go in. Like she wouldn't go into Walmart. and she wouldn't even pull up there close. So I feel like there's a reason she wouldn't go in there, but for like driving places, it was because she was drunk all the time. It was fucking. Anyway, shit crazy, man. Alright, my phone's dying. We'll holler at y'all tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out. Hit the like button if you hadn't. See y'all tomorrow.